How's it going, everybody? Scapegoat here from the Time Podcast, and we have a wonderful bunch of people from the Mokuba League today. We're going to be talking about that event that MBT slash Joseph Rothschild has ran, and we're going to talk about how it became the Dragoon League and, everything else. So, uh, first off, I want to thank our sponsor, Shiro. Shiro has made all of our wonderful avatar chibis on the screen. He does a wonderful job. He also has a bunch of playmats and stuff that he makes. Definitely not TOS for the Ray playmat, but that is okay. Other than that, let's see who's here. So we have Benji, Legacy Crusaders. How you doing today?
I am fantastic. How are you?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. Got everybody here, having a good time. Anything you want to say or want to plug?
Yeah, I have a legacy. I have a
Mm.
YouTube channel called Legacy Crusaders where I do how to play videos, where I bring on other players who know how to play decks, where they tell me what to do for an hour on YGO Pro, and I just ask them questions about what they're doing and try and make sure people learn decision making, which isn't normally taught in videos, although the videos are pretty long.
I mean, I do like them, so definitely good
Cool.
videos. We have Shiggies, who is on mute. You gonna unmute Shiggies?
I'm here. Sorry, I don't know if it's back.
That's fine. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Doing good. Give me some plugs. What do you want to plug?
Um, Nothing. I don't know.
Hmm.
I make cursed posts on Twitter.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably the best reason to follow Shiggy. She definitely, I think for anybody on Twitter, I've seen your stuff mostly on the, meme pages and all that stuff. You're like the one person I see all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like the people that like steal content and like post it on their thing. But that's a good thing, I guess. You're getting out there, so. You have Tracy, and her return was yesterday on Twitch. I definitely was there. How was that?
So nerve-wracking because I don't think I streamed for like 5 months. I'm sure you all know, like before you hit the live button, you're like nervous anyway, but I was just like very nervous, but it was so good and everyone was so nice. So
Yeah, I'm glad. You
thanks.
had a bunch of people in there, and I definitely went by to give you some support.
I know, thank you. I love you.
Did you pull anything? I know you pulled a secret in the first pack, but did you pull anything else after?
I pulled, oh, what's her name? The goddess one, the other secret, the
Hmm.
link.
Oh, like Link
I don't,
5 or something?
yeah.
Oh, okay, that's not
Chaos
too bad.
Goddess of the Closed Underworld or something?
Yes,
Hmm.
perfect. That's it. So it actually wasn't horrible. It wasn't amazing, but it could have been worse. So I'm not mad at it.
Hmm.
You guys know how it goes.
For sure. Definitely follow Tracy. We all love Tracy here.
Yeah, I make stupid jokes and do bad things on with Yu-Gi-Oh, as you can tell by the deck he's gonna show you today. So
Oh, well, I don't think it's a bad deck. I think that was like one of the fan favorite decks.
silly deck. How about that?
Yeah. And we have a special guest in the form of Golden Nova Yu-Gi-Oh! How you doing?
Doing pretty good. How y'all holding up today?
Pretty okay. You got anything you working on? I know you posted a video pretty recently.
Yeah, I believe we are working on Heroes Explained right now, so that's going to be a ridiculous ordeal.
What do you do in that series?
That should be coming out in a couple of weeks. I've got an announcement video coming out later today that's going to outline some specifics about that.
Oh, awesome. I'll definitely retweet that if I see it.
Many thanks.
Of course. We have the one and only Appliancer Overlord, King Scarlet.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. I can't stop thinking of the gif where they all hold hands and play that song whenever I talk to
know,
you. I
right?
can't.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm known for playing appliancers. So naturally I played Cubics in the Mokuba League. And as you can see, that went very well. The real reason is Crimson Nova looks kind of like an appliancer with my glasses off, so I thought we'll see if anybody notices.
This is an honest mistake.
Yeah. So I just forgot. Sorry, everybody.
It was a good pick. I mean, it's a 50% win rate right now, right?
Yeah. So,
I don't work
other
on
than that, you can find me trying too hard to be funny on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter. So,
And you just built your computer too, so you're gonna be super powered, right?
yeah, that's right.
TikTok Overlord.
Yeah.
Awesome. We have the one and only. I don't know if you want to do your intro. MBT.
Ooh.
Sorry, I'm going in order. MBT.
Hey everyone. It's me, Nim Nim. I just want to thank you all for subscribing to my Patreon. And I don't know. Happy to have everyone here. Thank you all for participating in the Mokuba League. It was a lot of fun, and that's pretty much all I have to say. Yeah.
And you got your progression series back going on, right?
I do, yeah. The inaugural episode, I really got my ass kicked. Sorry, spoilers for everyone, but you probably knew going in.
Fair enough.
I'm trying to think what else I have to pimp out. The inaugural Reaper format tournament happening probably today, so apologies to anyone who's watching this as a VOD. And that is just about it, I think. I guess keep your eyes peeled for the actual YouTuber Grand Championship.
Fair enough. Yeah, we're also sorry we're taking your views. But...
Oh, no, do what you gotta do.
But the Reaper format seems pretty cool. Is that like your own format that you guys are doing instead of like a GOAT format type of thing, or?
I don't want it to be like the MBT project thing, but yeah, it's like it turns out the format immediately after GOAT is really good too. And I made a Discord in conjunction with a History of Yu-Gi-Oh episode that went up, and it's quite popular. The Discord's doing really well, so we're gonna have the first like Reaper format tournament. I'm super excited. I'm bringing Strike Ninja. We're gonna see how it goes.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to look forward to that.
Yeah, it's really interesting that you found like a super underrated format right after Go. I was watching those episodes and I was like, why aren't people playing this format more often? Seems really cool.
Yeah, no, right after all my my finals were done, I had Spenstars actually in chat. I had them over to my house and we jammed like 10 or 12 paper games and it was like, wow, this is great. 20% of the games aren't decided by who draws Delinquent Duo. Big fan.
Exactly.
Speaking of Neshi, who is talking right now, how you doing?
Dude, I'm banana slamming right now. I've been loving these Mokuba League episodes. They're a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely 100%. Especially the one you're involved in with Crystal Beast. I think that was one of my favorite for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think we all realize that normal summon Alistair is much stronger than normal summon Pegasus, at least for now.
Fair enough. Until it gets banned, right?
I don't think Alistair get banned. I want Dragoon to get banned first.
You see the post Tatsa made in regards to banning either
yeah.
Dragoon or Alistair?
You know, people have always been saying Meltdown to 1, so like it's weird that people just straight want to ban Alistair now, you know?
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's just one of those cards that's always been around, and it always pops back up in the formats. Nobody really likes it.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, we have the one and only. We have a lot of one and onlys, huh? Tally, how you doing?
Hey, yo, guys, how is it going? I'm incredibly excited to talk about the Mokuba League today because it's got some absolute slammajammers. Kind of missing Tatsim right now. I hope he shows up because I want to talk to him about a few things. But I've got all of you beautiful, lovely people, got the stream, got Mr. MBT. And that's my excited, happy intro. I'm going to go back to not talking. I'm just going to sit here and smile for a little while. And every once in a while, I'll interject with a, yes, very interesting.
Well, actually, you just you went back to streaming yesterday, right?
Yeah, I've been super on and off streaming, but for the last couple of weeks, I've tried to make it something that I do like Saturday nights and just chill out, hang with the gang. Saturdays are for, well, it was the boys, but now it's just the gang. It's for everybody. Chill out, a couple remote duels, maybe some pack openings, and we just have a good time. If you do want to drop some follows and some love, I am TCG_Tally on pretty much everything from TikTok to Instagram to YouTube to Twitter and of course Twitch.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you coming, Tally. And back to Tatsim, who is not here because I think he's scared of our next contestant. It is Yishan. How you doing, Yishan?
Hey guys, how you guys doing?
Doing pretty good.
My name is Yishan. My YouTube channel is also Yishan. I like to play like some rogue decks, and I try to do as well as I can with them. It's like maybe you know me for Gren Maju or Bird Up or something else. I just like playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and I like making videos, trying to teach a little something every once in a while. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. But I'm glad to be on this podcast with you guys. I think the podcasting space actually, like, there's a lot of potential for the Yu-Gi-Oh community in the podcasting space.
Mhm.
I think there's like still like like there could be like a really like long running podcast that has a lot of listens, and I think that like that goal or that ideal is there for someone to step into. So this is pretty cool. I'm glad you're doing it, Scapegoat.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much. And I don't want it to be all about me, obviously. I invited like a lot of content creators, want to hit a lot of different like areas and avenues of content, art, anime, competitive play, and all that stuff. So definitely wanted to invite the best of the best around and kind of give their input and be interesting and conversive and all that stuff. So I definitely appreciate it, and hopefully this will become a bigger thing. We have a Distant Coder coming in the future. I think he said he wants to stop by, so that'll be pretty cool. Probably make him do some ruling challenges and try to stump him. But yeah, that's pretty much everybody here except Tatsum. Shout out to Tatsum, I guess. If you pop in later on, feel free to come in, but we're gonna just head on to it. MBT, why don't you talk about the Mokuba League and what it is and the history behind it?
Yeah, okay. So the Mokuba League was in sorry, I just got my first COVID shot, so I'm fighting through the microchip right now.
Bill Gates.
Yeah, Bill Gates is trying to shut me down from talking about the Mokuba League. No. So it was the Mokuba League was sort of conceived in 2017, and you can see like a really old Simo video where he still has like hair and like the light behind his eyes. It's just beautiful. And in it, him and oh god, who was it?
YGO
He's like,
Tolly.
yeah, it was YGO Tolly. Whatever happened to them? I think
Like
they still
most
have
people, they didn't come out of the tournament alive.
yeah, I think they still have a Twitter presence, but it's like Minecraft adjacent now. But Simo and this other person and Imperium Mats decided they wanted to put together like a little leagues to the Yugi Tuber Grand Championship, which at the time was like Mega Capital G and Associates. And so they did that, and it was a lot of fun. I think Benji, the only people who lived were me, you, uh, and top tier Yu-Gi-Oh. I think there were like 15 people, and
Master
they all
Swag King
pivoted.
still exists, but I don't think he's really doing Yu-Gi-Oh.
Master Swagkig's channel remains an enigma. It is like you look at it, he'll upload like 14 times a day. It's crazy.
We don't understand. Top 10 things science still can't answer.
Exactly. So it's but there were a lot of cool people. But what ended up happening was some weird mismanagement caused it to sort of disintegrate halfway through, and Imperium was super quiet, and uh it was just sort of it ended with, I think it'd be fair to say, some bad feelings all around. Um I appreciate all of the effort that went into it, and I appreciate the opportunity to rub elbows with other creators of my size, but it ended up it kind of tanking. And at the time, I was making videos to an audience of like 30, and I made it in. I played some games. I actually played Benji in bracket, and that was that.
One day I will get you for that.
And so what ended up happening is a couple of years later, I was talking to Alex, and I was like, I was thinking I would like to do the Mokuba League again, and he was like, oh sure. There was a lot of back end stuff that you just didn't hear about, in terms of management, that we could just do better. And so we put some stuff together, and then we did it. And I launched it at definitely the worst possible time for me, given that it took 4 months to get this whole thing put together. But I do want to emphasize, back when it first happened, the quality of Yugi Tuber that was in it was way lower. I mean, I would say that the videos I was producing back in 2016, 2017, I mean, they were worse than anything any of you ever make. The general quality of just like low subscriber YouTuber in the past like 2 years has gone way, way, way up. So it was really neat having a bunch of people with like radically different content types and audiences able to kind of show off and stuff. And I'm really happy with what happened. Even though it did kind of turn into the Dragoon League there
Yeah.
at the end.
It's funny. You made a meme out of it, so it's good.
Yeah.
It was like what? How many people applied to it? It was like 160 or something, or
It ended up being about 200 to 300, but about 160 like serious ones. There were a lot of people who were like, "I don't have a channel, but I'm thinking of starting one," and I was like, "That's great news." Obviously, that doesn't mean anything. But yeah, it ended up being there because the thing took so long. There were some people I feel bad about not including, like Mambo Yu-Gi-Oh was on permanent hiatus. Fifth Grade Duelist wasn't making videos, and I was like, well, sorry. But yeah, we pared it down to 16 from that. Simo was involved in the sort of picking process there as well, because obviously whoever wins, the idea is they'd get on the normal one, and so we don't want weirdos. But
well, you did it wrong,
who ended
so
up- yeah, well, everyone who ended up playing was super cool. I really enjoy. I've gotten a chance to like chat with all of you, doing like commentary, getting your unique take on how cool Dragoon is, and it's been an all around great experience. Oh, hey Tatsim,
Yeah.
how are you doing? Also,
he's in the chat. He's not in here.
I think just to touch on what you were saying, how back then the quality of video for the average YouTuber, like small YouTuber, was much lower than it is today. I think it's just the standard has gone up a lot. You know, you can't be like a less than 1,000 subscriber YouTuber and not make high quality videos. You'll just be left in the dust. I think just
Like-
the standard overall has changed for YouTube as a whole.
when I think
Yeah.
of the YouTubers that really got big in like 2015, 2016, I mean, I love Rada's videos, but early Rada stuff is just him on like a $5 mic talking about just reading the text of cards. The people in like the great Yugi tuber search was like Nim Nim, who uploaded once every 4 months. Treetop Duelist, who would upload from a like Motorola Razr camera in a treehouse talking about Cosmo combos. It's wild. I seriously think any of the individuals in this call, if they were making videos in 2016, they would be like the next Simo. Like the level of dedication that you all have is just it's unbelievable. And you know, I got away with for like 2 or 3 years filming in 480p until someone was like, "Hey, you should not do that."
I mean, we do appreciate you putting it together. I mean, we all got to know each other
For
a lot
sure.
better, and you know, I mean, Tatsum did really well. I think he's got like almost 200 plus subs off of this, and plus other things that he's doing. But you know, a lot of us have been getting subs, and you know, we got to talk to each other and got to do this, or maybe some other collabs that we're talking about in other servers. So definitely thank you for that.
Definitely the stuff that has really been, I guess, heartwarming to me has been not just like the Mokuba stuff, but like watching you all like plan stuff like the this podcast and everything. It's just like sweet to have like a group of people that are around the same like sub count of content creator to like bounce ideas off and collab and shit with. It's great.
Yeah, 100%. Does anybody else have anything to say before we go on to another topic?
Just thanks for doing it again. I know I really
Mhm.
appreciate it because I don't know, sometimes exposure can be really, really hard. So yeah, this was just really cool as an opportunity to not only get to know each other, but like you giving us a spot on your channel was just really nice of you. So I just wanted to say thanks.
But yeah. Thank you for making free content for me. Big fan.
Yes. Yes, you
Your
got it.
your handling of this has definitely been amazing compared to what we went through originally.
Bar was
no one
pretty
really.
low.
Yeah,
I mean, they didn't do anything before. We all posted our own games. We had to talk to each other about getting commentary. No one wanted to post it. It was
It was and it was on like 15 different channels, and they just didn't end up uploading the finals for like months, if I remember correctly. It was really something.
Well, the creators of the league were not really active in making sure it finished.
They love the
Yeah, I was trying to do research on it when you sent me the message about it just to see, or rather when you put the applications out for it, and I was trying to see what it was about, and like I like could have sworn it wasn't complete, and I'm like I don't get what he's going for, but like I just did it anyway, and what we see now, I'm like, oh yeah, it's pretty cool.
if
Maybe
the
they're
playlist that's still on YouTube for Mokuba League 2017. It's spread across like 12 channels,
Yeah.
some of which deleted or rebranded. And they let every person in the tournament edit and upload their own videos for it. So some people are like me talking into like a laptop mic at 480p, and some people are just like facing the camera talking about how the match went. It's unbelievable.
I mean, we definitely have some examples of that in this round of the tournaments. I know some of us were uploading deck profiles and stuff, but obviously it's a little different. It's not uploading its own match, but definitely I know a lot of people wanted to see the deck list, so we're gonna eventually go into that for a few people who provided them and kind of say, why the hell did you play that? Not really, but
Hey guys,
Um,
here to
I
profile
imagine
my
you got,
losing
like-
deck list.
hey, you never know,
We've got
man.
like the Eshy list, the Tracy list, you know.
Yeah, a lot of people wanted to see Tracy's tunes.
That is so surprising to me, but I got it for you.
Yeah, let's.
That match, by the way, was just amazing. Yishan with the normal frogs versus Toon. That was so much fun.
It was
Like,
so
that was
fun
really
to
cool.
play too. Like I'm glad I got to duel him. I thought he was gonna beat me, and I was right because I was watching your channel, and it's like top, 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 top. I'm like, oh my god. But I tried my best, so.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I think I guess we were sort of on like different. I think if you had, if you were like really trying to win with tunes, you might have had like you probably would have had a really good shot. Like
Yeah,
from,
because
like, extravagance
Tracy didn't play. Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah, she didn't play all that stuff. So,
I
but
wasn't sure if I could. Because I'm like, is he going to be super competitive or is he going to be memey like me? And I was like, let's just go the fun route just in case. And it was wrong, but it's okay. It was fun.
the weird like dynamic behind it too, like you're offering like this grand prize, but you want us to like play shittier decks or decks that like may or may not win, and it's like, well, we all kind of want to win.
Yeah, so I guess I can just straight up reveal this. The prize doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
I remember the first time we did it, way more important than like who made it into the thing was like who made an impression, because Simo just naturally picks like 3 or 4 up and coming creators to replace like or to cycle out with like people who everyone knows. So, getting into this space is probably just as good in terms of your chances of making it into the actual grand championship than winning the thing.
Mhm.
It's just a guarantee.
Fair enough. Also, the trophy too, which I do want to eventually see because I saw your Chalice Slimes trophies and they look really sick.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty similar, but it is in the enjoyable 3-week period of going through the United States Postal Service.
Fair enough. It's pretty cool. And then also another prize that you like, I don't think you mentioned it at first. You said the Ghost from the Past stuff.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Did I mention that in the original one?
Not in the original post, but like you mentioned it later on.
Yeah. No. I'll send ghosts to top 4. So I don't know if you want to make like an opening video. That is a fun way to get free content.
Yeah, for sure. Or just open on stream, I guess, for streamers.
I believe I pulled this, guys. I'm not very good at that stuff. Yeah.
MBT sent me a Dark Magician Ghost Rare ? O face.
Not open ghosts from the past at 12 a.m.
That's a good. So yep.
Sorry if I can just jump in and ask one quick thing, and it might be something that we're going to talk about later. But MBT, what kind of went into you picking people? Just because we've got such a wide variety of creators, did you have any criteria, or was there anything in mind that you were just looking for, other than haha funny, haha?
Yeah, it was pretty much haha funny. No, I will say it was like probably of the 16 people that I ended up picking, I would say there were probably only like 40 people that I would seriously consider in general. Um, it was stuff like, uh, I basically didn't want a scenario like the last Mokuba League to happen where like someone wins and then they just never upload Yu-Gi-Oh content ever again. I think the winner was like Latin Yu-Gi-Oh, who is now like a DBS channel, uh, and made the pivot like immediately. But it was stuff like, like consistency, like uh how present they are in like the space and stuff. Um and I also put King Scarlet in because I'm a
Hey,
Yu-Gi-Oh TikToker.
I was just there to meet a quota.
you were the diversity hire, King Scarlet. I'm sorry.
Oh man.
The one TikToker he could find.
The token TikToker.
I felt
Were you even on TikTok at the time? I don't think so.
I was not at the time of applying. I don't think I had even considered it.
Yeah. You were trying to channel the like Asianized Yu-Gi-Oh Vine energy, I felt.
Yeah. Yeah, I can live with that. That's okay.
I like how you kind of grabbed from like a bunch of different areas too. You went from like YouTube streamers, Twitch streamers and YouTubers, and then also speed duel content creators, Duel Links content creators, and all that stuff. So I definitely think that was like pretty cool grasp.
So sorry to the fucking speed duel players. I was like, this will be great because Cursive and Avald make really good videos. I really do like them, but there's just no content. So like, I was talking to Cursive and I was like, if you want to, how do you want me to frame like pimping your channel or whatever? And he was like, realistically, I haven't uploaded in like 2 months because there's nothing to say. There's just like, we're not getting any more product. And I was like, well, sorry.
Jeez.
That's such a sin, man.
It is real sad.
It's hard to squeeze out content for like those niche little avenues of Yu-Gi-Oh product. I did neglect to say that we are giving away something on the stream today. It is the Yu-Gi-Oh Toei deck box. I know some people in the chat have them already, and I believe I gave one to you too, Joseph.
I did purchase one. It is still in the wrapping. It is not coming out. I bought into max rarity Reaper format deck, max without champion pack stuff really, so not max at all. But I was like, oh, this would be the perfect thing to put it in, but can I unwrap it? I don't know if I can.
Just do it.
I feel like I have to.
I mean, yeah. So if you want to type in ! giveaway and enter all that, you can. We'll select at the end of the podcast, and then somebody will walk away with a nice golden Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 Toei deck box. I guess I don't know the official name of it, but I buy them a lot, so. Awesome. So next up, we wanted to talk about some other banned cards that you wanted to or neglected to ban or like touch, because there were a certain amount of rule sets for this. I don't think everybody was too familiar with it.
Oh yeah, so I lifted the rule set from the last one, which is they banned out like the top 4 or 5 decks, and then they said now everyone can play a deck exactly one time. So you had to kind of, I mean, this is a weird format where there are like 80 good decks at tier 3, so it didn't do a whole lot. But at the time, it was like if you took, I want to say like Zoo out of the format, suddenly there were like 10 or 12 different things that were playable. And the idea was you didn't want to front load your strategy with all your best decks and then end up in finals with garbage. But the way that Konami has printed cards for the past 4 or 5 years, pretty much any deck can make Dragoon, pretty much any deck can make Zeus, and most of them did. Everyone was like, yeah, I'll just play this deck and it'll make Dragoon sometimes. And we were thinking, do we want to ban individual cards? And it's like, that doesn't seem, I mean, realistically, how many people are going to make Dragoon? And the answer was everyone. So definitely something I will do for next time is be like, oh, like this is clearly a card that is unbelievably strong and we should put a stop to.
So do you're considering doing this through the following year as well for other content creators, or?
I don't know. Simo has certainly been a little hesitant to do the YouTuber Grand Championship this year in the same capacity that it has existed in the past. And I think that we'll see. I think that while the championship will happen, obviously, I think it'll happen in a different way than it has in the past. Maybe it's not like a week of uploads on his channel. Maybe it's like a different sort of event. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, the reason is because the videos do terrible. They just do not do well.
It's pretty interesting.
Have like a multi-month sponsorship with fucking Raid Shadow Legends of all things. And they sent me an email and they were like, hey, we just want to check like what the fuck is going on. Like, we don't want to pay the amount of money that we are for videos that get 10K. And I was like, sorry, I'm doing law school. This is my filler content. But no, it was. So I will probably do it next year, but if not, we'll figure out a way to do something fun. Like, I know Gage wants to help host and like make it like a stream event, or like get Coder to do Pegasus challenge type stuff. And I'm open.
That'd be wild.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good idea. That was like the finals of the last Grand Championship, right? They did the Pegasus challenge with Coder.
The semis.
Yeah, that was a blast.
Yeah. It was like
last year's Grand Championship. Last year's Grand Championship was awesome. Like, the first round was just cross ban list, and I thought that was super neat.
I did feel bad for the people who got just like dog shit years.
Ruggles versus Lithia.
Who got FTK'd.
The Ruggles versus Lithium match where Ruggles had full power Sky Striker and Lithium had Glad Beast. That's a huge gap.
It was something.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Okay, here's Tatsum. What's it going on, Tatsum?
What's on American time zone? I don't get those.
Look who decided to show up, eh?
So I thought it would be like the same as the last podcast, where it would be around from midnight. So I was just like vibing in bed, and I was looking at Twitter, and I see like the podcast is live, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not even home.
Well,
so I rushed home. Now I'm here. Yo, what's up, guys?
I'm happy you're here. Do you have anything you want to plug while we're here?
YouTube.com/Tetsim. Also my second channel, YouTube.com/PewDiePie. It's also pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just
what
to
did I miss? What did I miss?
A lot. Just the history and all that stuff. We haven't gotten to the good stuff yet.
I am a diversity hire.
Then it would seem like I'm perfectly on time.
Very much so. To get back on the rails though, for cards that you did want to ban, was there anything that you regretted to not ban, Joseph? Or like Dragoon, obviously, but anything else?
Just
Zeus.
Dragoon. Zeus, maybe.
Yeah, I was expecting Shaddolls and Invoke and stuff like that on the list, but
we did this in December, and it was like no one had figured out that Invoke Shadow was like as good as it was. It was around, but it wasn't like as good as it was. And then when it rolls around to February, and I'm like, oh, so we just didn't hit like a tier 2 deck. Whoops.
Well, yeah, that was kind of the problem, right? There was like a ban list in between the ban list for this tournament, and that made things weird.
Yeah. It was a little strange, and it was like it led to a couple of weird scenarios where, like, in the Earth Machine match, we had to be like, okay, you might see VFD, sorry, like that's the way this works.
Union Carrier was played, I think, once.
Yeah, and shouts out to the person who had to sit through the Union Carrier ABC Brickfest.
I did.
Oi, I had to play that Brickfest.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry too, if I'm honest.
Summon limit in front of a tribute summon Galaxy Soldier.
So, MBT, can you be honest with me?
Yeah.
Did you ban Guru because of me, or?
You were a consideration, yeah.
I felt personally attacked that this tier 3 deck was banned, but Prankits wasn't.
He kept Altergeist in.
Clearly, it didn't matter. You just won like 8 extravaganzas with the worst decks I've ever seen in my life. Like you could pick up with anything. We couldn't have possibly.
That's true. That's true. I felt it was a shame though. I would have liked to show it off, and the deck is like the deck is garbage, so I found it actually weird it was on there. So I felt like it had to be personally picked. But
when we were doing it in December, Guru was like, I want to say like the 4th or 5th best deck in terms of tops, and obviously that was just a result of like first week of the new format. Everyone gravitates towards.
Okay.
And
so it actually was my fault because I was that wrong.
It was you contributed. No,
Okay.
but also
Guru was
like,
one of those, sorry.
yeah. The other thing is like, when like for an event like this that's like sort of competitive, but also like a bunch of people playing terrible decks. If someone shows up with like a floodgate control deck, everyone just loses their mind. They just eviscerate that person. And so I was like, I don't want that to happen. It was that for mine too. Obviously mine isn't a good deck, but it was like, yeah, I just don't want people to be mad about it.
Yeah, now you have people being mad about misplays and that's way better. Yeah, I agree.
I honestly think Zeus could have stayed too if you were thinking of banning Zeus, because Zoo is out. I mean, Zoo is like the only deck that makes Zeus unfair, right? Otherwise, Zeus is like a nice boost to rogue decks.
Like normal frogs.
Yeah, I just said it because I'm salty.
No matter what you do, no matter what you do, something's going to be broken.
It's like, yeah, I mean, if you're playing against Toon, Zeus is real nice. You know, if you're playing against like Invoked Dogmatica Shatola, it's like, well, I need a Zeus to like compete. You know, like I don't even have a chance. If I don't
exactly.
Also, Tracy, shout out to your lava golem, that like hot teched lava golem in your deck for Yishan.
I do that inspiration from Duel Links. Sometimes I'll tech it in Duel Links.
Were you expecting that, Yishan?
I was not. But I was happy to see it. I love Lava Golem. I think it's a cool card.
And she took it back with Comic Can. I was dying.
Yeah. I mean,
that was an anime moment.
If she summoned the Lava Golem in attack mode, actually. I remember this.
Yo, why isn't there a Toon Lava Golem?
What?
I don't think it would make tunes any better, sadly.
So I also want to play 9 lava golems in my deck.
Is there any other cards you guys wanted to hit, or like you thought was unfair for this tournament?
No. I mean, there's a significant amount of stuff that was like more powerful than other stuff, but there's really no way to, control that.
Yeah. It definitely would. I think it would have been funner if we all like played in archetype cards or something like that and kind of like kept meta out of it, but it finds its way in there, I guess. So.
Well, yeah,
there's always going to be a top deck.
Yeah.
I mean, if you ban like Alistair into Deer Servant, then like Zeus, and some other decks are gonna be like, oh, and then eventually you ban too much, then people are just gonna play Chain Burn. None of the decks are fast enough.
I actually don't really think it matters. I don't really think there was a bandit. I don't think that anyone here was going to pick the best decks anyway. I think that everyone was going to be that. At least that was my approach. Like, yeah, I can look at the banned decks and then just pick the 4 best decks, and that's my lineup. But where's the fun in that? Like, I'm here to like both win and make content. So
yeah,
exactly.
Speak for yourself. I love Dragon Link.
That's why I went with
sorry, I looked at that list, and I'm good at the point of this coming out. I was good at like 5 decks, and 4 of them were hit. I was like, okay, I guess I'll just spin a wheel.
Yeah. So I think we were gonna look at what decks we considered and what other decks we would want to have played, but we couldn't have or thought wouldn't have been as good to play. So anybody wants to go off with their decks that they wanted to play or thought wasn't too powerful enough?
I can if you want me to.
Yeah, sure.
I'm pretty sure you all would have known this. So for the very first one, it was either going to be Tunes or it was going to be Lunalight. And I was like, which one do I want to show off more in case I lose the first round? I was like, I think I'm going to go with the Tune one. And then for sure, if I had one, I was going to play Lunalights. And then, please don't hate me when I say this, I love Prank Kids. So that was going to be my third one. I'll be bad, but they're just so fun and I love them.
Oh yeah, Prank Kids weren't on the list.
Nope. And I love them. The only, I think, like good deck I'm good at playing, and that's subjective. I'm probably pretty bad at it. Other than that, I really don't think there were any. Like, I was pretty sure of my 3.
Yeah, all I knew going in was Altergeist, and then I had to like ask Pack for like ideas because obviously I'm from Duel Links, so whatever reigned there is like what I'm thinking of. And then like from like a year and a half, 2 years ago, it was what I know, and Altergeist is what that deck. So Pat gave me some other ideas, and I went on some of the people in here's YouTube channels to learn some decks, and use them against them. So.
Oh my god, I love Pack. He's so great.
Anybody else have any decks they wanted to, or?
I really considered playing Subterror for the event, but I figured that it would be a very bad pick, so I chose not to play it. Still not upset about it being banned. No, there was a lot. There's like the more you think about it, there's like so many decks you can play, and that's really what got me energetic. It was really difficult for me because I'm gonna look at this tournament like I want to win this because that's just naturally how I look at tournaments. So I wanted to pick decks that both were viable to play and that didn't die to random stuff. Because not only do you have to think about your own deck, you also have to think about what your opponents can play. And I wasn't looking at my opponent like anything specific, but I didn't want to play a deck that can just lose to random stuff. So that was kind of my mindset. So for my first round, that's already like was Adamancipator, because I figured that Adamancipator Drakeite can just bounce every card on the field, so that can deal with anything they can throw at me, and it has really good going first, really good going second. So that was kind of my strategy in going. I just wanted to have like decks that can both play first and second, and have tools for everything.
That reminded me of your War Rock tool. I completely like blanked that from my memory, and I can't believe somebody brought War Rock, but I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, but shoutouts to Bean Soldier. That guy was amazing. I didn't know he was going to play a meme deck, but to be honest, it was really a good deck. It worked. Summon Dragoon. Summon some War Rocks.
Nova, did you have any decks?
Yeah, I haven't played real competitive Yu-Gi-Oh for like a year or two now, so I had to go deep into the well for things from a while ago. The other cards in the pit that I was thinking of running were Madolches and Plunder Patrol. Madolche I like ran really deep with a while ago. Plunder Patrol is something that I've messed around with. I don't know where that line was going. I felt more comfortable with Earth Machines and another deck that I don't think I can talk about yet.
Madolche and what was your other deck that you said?
Yeah, Madolche and Plunder Patrol were on like the short list of decks to play.
I'm sure Joseph would have liked to see that.
I did spend like 2 or 3 hours just rewatching that one combo video going, can I pull off Quandrax on stream? No, thousands of people are watching. I can't do that.
Fair enough.
The Quandrax.
Neshi, can you talk about the other Crystal Beast variants that you might have had for us?
I have about like 5 different Crystal Beast variants. Obviously, there's like the pure UCM trap version, Ultimate Crystal Magic, where it's like the most gimmicky card ever made. You have to run 7 bricks in your deck in order to enable like the 3 copies or 6 copies if you play Trap Trick. And, you know, that's just deck building at its finest, right? You just set the trap and then summon a Crystal Beast and hope your opponent runs into it. And then you summon your Rainbow Overdragon. So there's that. That's kind of like the pure trap version. And then there's my trademark Mech Knight deck. And then also there's a Minecraft deck that I like to play too, where I thought, what's the best way to run Crystal Abundance? You probably just stall until you can find a Crystal Abundance, right? So what are the best stall cards? Mystic Mine and Zexal. Well, Zexal's banned, but you still have Mystic Mine. And so I like to call that deck the Minecraft deck because you're just mining until you find a Crystal Abundance.
I can't handle it with your names.
That's awesome.
Crystal Meth Minecraft. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, the Mech Knight deck is double. It was Crystal Mech for the longest time, but then someone suggested double rainbow because the Crystal Beasts make a rainbow, the Mech Knights make a rainbow. It just makes sense.
That does make sense, yeah. So when Zenith comes out, where are you gonna like lean towards for Crystal Beast?
Oh my gosh, dude, Zenith, it literally, okay. I'm going to make a video when Zenith gets announced because it literally boosts every strategy. Like every strategy you can think of for Crystal Beast, even Crystal Abundance. Because with Abundance, you only need to summon 3 Zenith and then that's lethal. So you only like need 3 cards on your opponent's side of the field minimum. And so Zenith literally changes the game for every Crystal Beast variant. And I can't wait to make a video about that, but obviously we need to wait till Zenith is even coming around. And I'm upset because the legendary gold box dragons, like the other rival cards, they're all here except for we don't have Zenith, Requiem, which who cares about that, and then Boral End Dragon, which is also kind of spooky. But like we have the Blue Eyes
Requiem is here,
card.
right?
Yeah, the Archfiend Synchro guy is here, and then we have Afterglow Dragon, which my buddy plays Galaxies, so I was really upset with him when he got Afterglow and I didn't get Zenith.
Well, hopefully down the line you do. I mean, even hypothetical, if it does come out now and seeing what you can do, I think would be good content for other, the 2 other Crystal Beast players.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, all 8 of us.
Scarlet, your appliances, I know probably were one of the other picks that everybody wanted to see. Any other decks?
Yeah, I thought about I have a goofy Red Dragon Archfiend Dino variant, which is just like if you can't tell from me just saying that out loud, I don't play a lot of competitive Yu-Gi-Oh. So
Wait, you don't?
the guy who only makes skits and talks about mustaches doesn't go to tournaments all the time. What? No, but I mean, I play relatively. I think I'm a moderate player. Like I go to locals back when we were having locals, and like I've been to regionals and stuff, and did what I would call fine, but not good.
You met Dzeef in the bathroom.
Yeah, I did. I met Doug Zeef in the bathroom, and against my better judgment, while peeing, was like, "Hey, man." But that's a whole other story. But as far as decks, like I thought about Red Dragon Archfiend, but at this time, I think Red Supernova was not legal yet. I can't remember when it just recently came out, right?
Yeah.
And that makes it like barely tier 3 and able to compete sometimes. So obviously the deck wouldn't have been super great, but it probably would have been more fun to watch than me playing one single cubic card and then going into Dragoon before I lost. So.
Well, Shiggies, I know you wanted to play Salamangrate, but didn't get the opportunity to do so. So definitely Salamangrate, but any other decks?
Major sad. So I had like a strategy in the rare case that I made it past round 1, which spoiler alert, I did not. But Salamangrate is like the only deck I have that's even like remotely okay. So I chose Heroes because I was most comfortable with Heroes. And I was like, okay, I know how to play this deck. Spoiler, I don't. And then I was like, okay, so if I win with Heroes first round, cool. I'm going to play my janky Crystal Beast Rainbow Neos Turbo. Because like Rainbow Neos is pretty good. And I can get it out with Predaplant pretty easily.
Definitely.
With Neos Fusion, like it has the protection. So I'm like, all right, cool. I got Crystal Beast, maybe I'll get really lucky, and then I can play Salamangrate in the 3rd round. And none of that happened, unfortunately. But that's okay.
Well, that's good. I really did want to, play against your Crystal Beast. No, not Crystal Beast. I'm thinking of Neshi. I have Neshi on my brain. Salamangrate.
Yeah, that's like my favorite deck right now. And unfortunately, it didn't make it to this tournament. But maybe next tournament, we'll bring that along.
Awesome.
I would have wanted to see another Crystal Beast match, honestly.
Yeah, that would have been fun. I think it would have just like been fun, and like it would have been really funny because I would have gotten out Predaplant and everyone would have been like, "Oh my god, Dragoon!" But then I bring out Rainbow Neos. Oh my god.
Yes. That was my one regret for the tournament is not playing Neos and instead just going for the Dragoon like a chump.
I mean, like that's the smart play. I wish I did that, but like I didn't.
Dude, yeah. I forgot about that card.
It was being played for a while before Dragoon, right?
Yeah, I even played it in a janky appliancer build that I had with Mech Knights, and I just forgot about it. So
yeah, create a light that'll purge the darkness.
Benji, did you have any decks?
Well, I was concerned about not playing Infernoid in round 1 because that's the deck I'm known for. So I wanted to make sure I got a chance to play it. I almost always exclusively play Infernoids. I have a regional top with it. But like the variant I play was not legal because it played Mystic Mine and Dinosaur. So I had to like put something together, and I threw Invoked in there because I just don't like Lair of Darkness and the way it functions and relying on Monster Gate and certain things. Like I just didn't want to play that. So that's why I wound up on what I was on, and I tested some variations. Round 2, I played this goofy Shadal Orcus deck because I was just trying to make Orcus playable because I feel like Orcus currently is kind of bad. So I tested that for a bit, played it at some locals, and put something together. Now I didn't make it to later rounds, and technically VFD wasn't banned from the tournament. I was going to play. Has anyone seen the Karakuri combo deck that draws like 9 cards, ends on Savage Calamities?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
That's what I was going to play in the next round. But I mean, it's kind of good I got knocked out in round 2 in that case because then no one had to see a banned card in a later round.
I did it for the greater good.
Yeah.
Great to good.
Yeah.
Your
I mean,
round 2
you
deck
know.
was sick, dude. Like, there's like 5 different engines in there.
I mean, the deck list, I posted a video for the list I actually play in real life now because, you know, we played these matches a while ago. And I actually didn't like the deck I wound up actually playing in the long run. I mean, it was beneficial to me because we're not really supposed to be playing the same deck twice, and I never play a deck with one archetype in it. So I was running through archetypes really fast. So I kind of saved Phantom Knights and like Burning Abyss for like a later round by not playing them here. But yeah, my list is okay. It's kind of weird. It's kind of bricky. The Mech Knights let it go second. The Orcus let it go first. The Shadals can let it go first. Man, I can't believe I lost that game 1. That was crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are upset about that.
I wasn't.
mean,
Of course.
I mean, you know, you were really good. You managed to activate Desires twice. Leave every card you need to search. Every single card that needed to search in your deck was live.
You know, obviously the better player. I'm sorry, man. but
5
come on,
cards
it's
left in your
really-
deck.
I mean,
Alistair.
Alistair, Meltdown. Wait, was
That's
it Meltdown,
crazy.
Alistair, 2 Mech Knights. I managed
my
to blind
defense,
Cosmic, the dead.
If you didn't
Desires.
blind Cosmic there, you would have won.
Well, I could have won in a couple ways, but they weren't like.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have won because you had like 5 cards left and the rest of your deck was dead. So I just really had to not die. And
Yeah,
I
that's
think
exactly
I died
what
by
my
not making
strategy
Ding.
was.
Yeah, I died by not making Ding, but I had like Winda on board, and I couldn't. It only summoned once, and I had to send the Agoides to the graveyard.
And my
Purgatrio could
Purgatrio
attack
was still
twice.
stronger. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's normally what, 23 plus 2 twice. It would have been for my field.
Yeah, so that's 27, so that's stronger than Ding and Winda.
Yeah, so I don't think I was dead to life points there without you drawing a card, but I would have still had a turn, and you know a turn can win the game. And
Yeah, but I would
mean,
have probably drawn like the best card in the 3 cards I have left. So
I mean the game was yours before I got to play it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna play at FTK for the last round.
Which one?
I don't know. I want to win. Yeah, I don't play a lot of decks, so I would have tried to rely on a deck that would have required me not to think at all for the last round.
Fair enough. That's why I played all
did you
three.
see the comments under our match, by the way? People
there
loved
was
the match.
They did,
It
and
was
I knew they
awesome.
wouldn't. No, we said it. That's probably going to be the craziest match of the entire
Yeah,
tournament. I mean,
this
I haven't.
was super wild.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it had like a great start. It had like a horrendous ending of just a total brick, and it got me a ton of subscribers by just saying the list is posted. It was funny.
Nice. Happy for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. I was gonna say one more thing. I totally forgot what it was. I don't remember. Go ahead, guys. I think that's all I really had planned. There's no reason in planning on too far ahead because you don't even know if you're gonna win the next round.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yishan, what decks did you have in mind?
Yeah, I mean, I play a lot of rogue decks already, so I was just gonna play the ones that I played before. So this Toad deck, this this like toad concept, and it wasn't just me that had this idea like a few years ago. I think a lot of people like sort of saw the potential. So I've been playing this like normal frog deck for like a few years, and then obviously I was considering playing Gren Maju. So I was like, you know, if I can make it to the finals, I'll play Gren Maju. So you'll have to keep watching to find out if I do. And I also was getting into this Earth Machine deck, so I was thinking about playing that. And then didn't know if I should play Tribe Gate or not. I know Bird Up was banned for the event, so I was like, I'm not sure what that really means. You know, does that mean Tribe Gate's also banned? I don't know. So I was like, I'll just not play Tribe Brigade. I think, you know, it's
that it or
Yeah, Shan, I
if
think
you
we
guys
lost
are
you
like
there for a
this too,
second.
like they're like stressing out over decks when they're like trying to pick a deck for an event. But I just sort of like, oh, this one looks fun today. Let's take this one. And so that's sort of how I chose.
Awesome. Did we get everybody for these deck questions? Did we miss anybody? Tally?
I don't think I got a chance.
All right, yeah, Tally.
Yeah, yeah. So as I said earlier, so the decks that I was good at the time were all banned. So I pretty much just made like one of those Wheel of Names things, put all the decks from the 100 duels except Dragon Link in, and just spun a wheel. And like, I think overall those decks were the ones that I knew were going to work out the best, just because I'd literally put in hours and hours and hours into them. So I'm actually quite happy with a lot of the deck choices, except for one, but that's a spoiler, so you'll have to watch till the end.
Fair enough. And I did want to ask MBT, if you were to play in this event for this year, what were like the 4 decks on your mind?
Oh,
Phantasm
wow.
Spiral.
Yeah, I usually try to jam Phantasm Spiral, but it is in such a terrible position. Probably not. Hero for sure. I would play. Well, given these rules, I would definitely play Prankhead. I would probably try to play like a bad Tri Brigade deck, like maybe like Gladiator Beasts or something. It's like the Tri Brigades are crazy, but like Zoo and Birds were banned. Sidra would be funny.
I'm gonna say
think what
Flower
else? Thunder
Guardians.
Patrol? I would not play Flower Guardians. That shit would. And I would probably play Metal Foes too. I guess it's pre Ghosts, so maybe not.
Yeah, I saw your duel against Zara yesterday playing on Metal Foes. It was pretty cool.
That deck is great. It's real fun.
What are we gonna go over next? Let's see. Were there anybody in the league you guys were worrying about facing or having as an opponent? I have this graph of everybody who thought, like in the predictions for MBT's challenge. This is everybody who they thought would win. Yishan was like number 1. Then we have Treeborn, Nova, Bean Soldier, me, Tatsim, Nova, King Scarlet. I mean, and then we have everybody else in there too. But did you guys have anybody you were potentially worried about, or?
Legit terrified of going up against Tatsim. Oh, sorry, Tracy, I totally talked over you. What were you saying there?
No, you're good. I said exactly who I dueled. There were 2 people who I was like, oh god, I'm gonna lose, and he was one of them.
It was a very unfortunate round 1 for you to get Yishan.
It was fun though. It was so fun.
Definitely.
Wow, you guys are making me feel good about myself. I appreciate it, guys.
you had like
No problem.
more than a quarter of the votes, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, I guess because I topped some North American events or whatever, right? I know Tatsim's topped a lot of events as well, so.
Yeah, I was surprised how low Tatsim was.
Yeah, my subscribers are all lazy fucks and would never bet on me because they probably also know that I will fuck it up somewhere. Like I maybe or maybe not did. No spoilers, Scapegoat. But I enjoy hearing that my name strikes fear in the hearts of my opponents. So everything's going to plan.
Just glancing at the contestants, it was you and Yishan for me, and I know MBT stated that as well, that those are like the powerhouse entries pretty much. But yeah, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was. I of course I know Yishan. gonna be completely honest with you, wasn't terrified of playing against him. Who I was incredibly terrified for, however, was King Scarlet.
I knew it.
Of course.
Just because he is so he's making me nervous by just being in the call alone. Like if I duel against him, I will just the first play I'll do will be probably illegal.
Yeah.
Just out of sheer fear of the man.
It's the mustache.
Mustache is tier
really,
1.
I'm really happy that someone took him out round 1 because I couldn't get it over my heart to take this man out of the tournament.
Yeah, don't worry, Tats. I got you covered. Not with the winning, but with the misplaying.
I'm really proud of Nova for working through his fear. I know I was really intimidating. If you go back and watch, I was berating him pretty hard in our chat. So
Yeah,
The
you were
most savage
incredibly
conversation I've had.
like incredibly aggressive. I just don't understand, how we really let you get away with that. Just
well,
lots of
in
real
this
gamer words.
community, that's what I'm known for. I have to keep up the act of just being a real jerk all the time if I can. So I just got to keep in character. I'm sorry about that, but also I'm not because I have to stay in character.
Tyrant Scarlet.
And even commentating that game, I was like, if I say the wrong thing here, I'm gonna get a Discord call for Scarlet, and he's gonna say really nasty things about both of my parents.
That's true, and you're lucky my internet was out that day that I watched because I was mad.
Anybody else have any commentary of who they were not who you didn't want to necessarily face?
I was only scared of playing the winner of Bean Soldier and Tatsum. And that was guaranteed to happen. So I wasn't that worried about Yishan. Like Yishan's great and all, but rogue decks don't scare me. And because you play rogue decks long enough, you know how your deck interacts with like every deck. I don't know. I play so much Edo Pro. I play every weird thing under the sun with every deck I play. Wasn't remotely worried about any weird deck that might come up. I was concerned with Tatsum playing the most meta things available. And
what do you think I play, man? Oh my god, I'm not a meta player at all.
Well, I mean, you play. Let's see. What are your recent videos? And your recent successes?
I won the Extravaganza last week with Tritrons. So I don't know, man, what you're on about, but
that was meta, and it's got meta variations that have been rebuilt since it went down. Not saying it was better than the things available.
It has a top, and that's me. That doesn't count.
Well, I mean, I'm saying considering what was banned, it was probably on like the higher list. If you played that, that would be a little worrisome.
It actually was banned.
Was actually banned because it was before the ban.
The tournament was before the ban, so Tritron was banned. So I couldn't even play my tier 5 ritual summon deck.
I forget. It's been a long time.
It'll be tier 1 again once we get Diviner.
It's tier 1 already. I won you.
You were just arguing that it wasn't.
Everyone that plays against a certain deck thinks it's like super this deck is meta, and the person that plays it is never like, well, no, this deck's not meta. This deck sucks because you play it for a while, you know all its weaknesses, but then if you're playing against it once in a while, you're like, damn, this deck's kind of good.
Mm-hmm.
I think Brewer had that effect.
If either one of my opponents at the Extravaganza just had Dark Hole in his hand, I would have lost. But good deck, guys. Good deck.
Yishan, you're actually the perfect person to mention that because that's exactly Grenmaju. You see Grenmaju and you're like, this deck isn't going to do a whole lot. But then you end up making this rank 8 toolbox and you have Orochi coming back every turn. And then all of a sudden it's a 10,000 attack Gren and your opponent's just like, what happened? Where did the game go?
Yeah, I mean, I don't Grenmaju's a weird, very strange deck. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I'm surprised it wins too. Oh my god, I don't know how I won most of my rounds this tournament. But yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. I guess Gizmek is a good card. I was thinking actually that Gizmek is sort of like Zenith. It's like an analogy, right?
Yes.
Gizmek is to Grenmaju as Zenith is to Crystal Beast. It's hard to play Grenmaju without Gizmek.
Dude, you're exactly right. I'm right there with you. It's literally the glue of the deck.
Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to go over, I think, were what decks did you guys think your opponents would play when you played against them?
Honestly, I was not expecting cubics. I was not expecting this dude to come in with cubics at all. I was expecting something maybe a little bit, I don't know, more intense, but it was. I mean, obviously I lost, so but I don't know. It was I like wasn't thinking people were gonna play Dragoon too either, if we're being completely honest. But like in retrospect, that was really dumb of me because like that's the smart thing to do. Clearly my brain is just like not at that level.
So what's that? What about I like felt in my heart if I were ever to be paired up against Yishan, he would play Gren Maju. Just because I you check everybody's channel and like this man has a freaking Gren Maju avatar. He's got Gren Maju on his YouTube. I'm like, this man's gonna OTK me and make me feel embarrassed.
I think I was like, oh, I don't know if I should play it. Like, Grand Magic is like kind of bad if people know you're playing it because they make you go first, and like game one going first is like pretty rough if you're not ready for it, like not signing for it. And also, Grand Magic is like a kind of deck that like if you don't know the meta game very well, it can be tough to play because like.
And he's gone again.
He's in and out. I'm like, is he gonna say it? I don't know.
In the different dimension
But,
again.
like also like the other like it's a sort of like an anti-meta strategy. Like you play like cards like like kaijus. Like kaijus can be good in some formats or Phantasme or whatever, and so like it can be a little difficult to. Oh yeah, the internet is really bad here at my parents' house. So
No, it's
sorry.
100% fine as long as we have you here in spirit.
Yeah, but basically, yeah, Grandma is sort of like an anti-meta deck. You sort of need to like know sort of what your opponents are going to be playing to have a chance. So I was going to play it probably in the finals if I made it.
That makes sense. Yeah, see if it's a super poly format or not.
Right, exactly.
Definitely appliancers for King Scarlet, and I did want to see Shiggy's play Salamangreat. I was surprised about the hero first game, but not necessarily too surprised. I knew she would probably have that in her arsenal for one of the rounds. But anybody else have any other input on that? Or
I had to play a speed duelist. I have no idea what speed duelists play.
what is it, like Great Moth or whatever they do?
I don't know. I went to his channel. I was looking through. I'm like, is there any like real Yu-Gi-Oh content on here? Like, I mean, I understand a speed duel is a variation of Yu-Gi-Oh, but I consider any kind of, to me, anything that isn't current modern format is fantasy Yu-Gi-Oh, and I just don't think about it or know what people would do with it. I had no idea who would play. I'm like, I guess I'll just play my deck and just not worry. Odds are I'll win because he's a speed duelist. Just hopeful.
Maybe like Monarch. I'm trying to figure it out.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The decks I played weren't necessarily too weak to anything too crazy. So I just didn't know what to do round one. I'm like, whatever. I'll just play the deck, my regular deck, make sure I get it played, and then I'll have to pray versus Tetsum. I thought he might be on like Thunder or something.
I love
I was
Tatsum's commentary that first game that you were playing Invoked Infernoid, where he's like, Joseph was asking for the synergy between them, and then you're just like, well, see, the Infernoid cards aren't that great, right? So you throw in good cards like Invoked, and that's the synergy.
That is correct. No other synergy actually existed. The other things that they were like, coming up with, oh, they can't negate imagination. You can still Ash that. It's the same thing as Shadow Fusion. So, there was no real synergy. I just didn't want to draw unplayable Infernoid monsters, put in something else to draw.
Yeah, the commentary for that match was really fun because that's what MBT and I were on about as well. And that's what we also concluded because, like we said during commentary, when Speed Duel came out, it was like Orcus Thunder Dragon format, and your opponent was playing Orcus. So this was probably just the last deck that he played before he went to Speed Duels. Which I thought was a really fun. I'm not entirely sure if that's actually true, but it's a really funny thought that he was just like, okay, I'm gonna do something else now. Oh fuck, I have to go back. Okay, I guess I'll just continue where I left off.
Yeah, because like I think going up against a speed duelist is such a weird feeling because I was up against Kursov in round 2, and I was just like, I don't think I could ever possibly imagine what they're going to come out with. Like, I think, as you said, Ben, just kind of relax, just go with it. They'll play what they play, and if it works out, it works out.
As long as you're not playing something like so, I mean, that actually might be like the reason to try something more fun and exciting, because you have the edge of just playing regular Yu-Gi-Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like anything was like power creeping any other deck. I feel like for the most, all the games were like pretty evenly matched, right? Even War Rocks to an extent.
Yo, Leaford, oh my god.
Like they almost had you.
I almost lost to that fucking player. Oh my god. Shout out to me.
I have a question. This thought crossed my mind, but I don't know if it crossed any of your guys' minds. It's like I was having a thought, like, man, if I really want to win and like I really want to go first, like I was like, maybe I should go through people's videos, like their duel videos, and see if they choose rock, paper, or scissors. Any of you guys think about that too?
Oh my
Like,
god!
that actually occurred to me, and I was like, maybe I should do that. But like, I didn't actually do that because I was like, well, I was kind of lazy, so I'm like, but like, I was like, maybe I should do that. I was just getting curious to see if that would work. Like,
It would have worked on me.
I always choose paper. But like, this is the kind of thing I think about, like when I'm like, oh, should I really try to win? I'm like, whatever, it's okay.
One guy in the comments would have been like analyzing your rock, paper, scissors, like, how's he winning every game?
Well, I always choose paper, like on dual
Paper gang.
Like, yeah.
Hashtag paper gang.
But like, even though like the rock, paper, scissors order is switched on YGO Pro or whatever it's called, Hope Harbinger, I don't know. It's like I still choose paper. Like even though it's like on the right or on the left, I don't really know where it is, but like I still choose paper on YGO Pro. So it's like I think like if you always choose the same one, then you always choose the same one. So like I was like, that's an interesting way to get an advantage if you try to consider.
It is crazy to me that you would be like, it's really important for me to figure out rock, paper, scissors so I can beat my opponent with normal frog. Like putting all this effort into like figuring out what their RPS is and then like bringing like just a dog shit deck.
I mean, that did not come across my mind to do all that, but that's definitely some dedication if you were to do that.
I mean, I always pick scissors because
it's actually a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
I always pick scissors because of Edo Pro. Rock is like in the middle, and it's like the most commonly chosen thing in rock, paper, scissors. If someone's just gonna pick quickly in a really obvious manner, they're gonna pick rock. But I think everyone knows that, so I pick scissors because if they're avoiding rock, then scissors is a tie and paper's a win. So I pick scissors on the first go.
The next big brain.
So
I mean, it doesn't mean it's
do this because this is like the first thing that crossed my mind. Like I don't know, that's just how my brain works. I guess I was like, oh well, maybe I can find out.
Not my deck, but I'm gonna follow rock, paper, scissors, shoot order.
Yeah,
go through their videos, look at what decks they play, and then just pay attention to rock, paper, scissors.
Exactly. I was trying to win by being the better player, not by being the rock, paper, scissors analyst. But that's a solid strategy as well.
How'd that work out for you, buddy?
Shut the fuck up. What?
Spoilers, of course.
Spoilers. No spoilers. I won the event.
Yeah.
There it is. We've just spoiled it. Time to pack up, gang. Tatson won. Let's go home.
I thought Scarlet won. So.
That is correct.
Yeah, that's what he spammed in chat for like 4 weeks.
So we ended up letting Scarlet play in the finals with his appliancers, and he just 3-0'd sweep in a best of 3.
I
don't know how it happened.
Mercy.
Incredible upset.
So I guess if you ever want to play in a luxury tournament, just go through all the important players and check their rock, paper, scissors, shoot pattern.
Absolutely.
Is that considered cheating, do you feel?
No.
Nah, that's just like doing your homework.
It's like walking around the tables early in the round, seeing what people are playing.
Exactly.
There was a point at the start where I was like, I'm just gonna look up all my opponents' like channels and just figure out what they play. But in the end, I still was too lazy to even do that. So,
I mean, I tried. I had a good idea with Tracy because I was like just looking at like a lot of Toon stuff on there. I had like a feeling about Toons, but like, after that, I was like, I have no clue basically. So I was like, I'm not gonna worry about it. Just see what happens.
I mean,
just play normal frogs.
Yeah, just play normal frog.
Take everybody for a surprise there.
By the way, it's a good version of frogs. I don't know MBT where you got the idea that's the worst version. It's pretty good. I'm not saying
it is not terrible. I remember. Do you play like? Can Rescue Rabbit get level 2s?
Yeah. I play Rescue Rabbit too.
Oh, that's like the joke. I remember when Totally Awesome Heroes was the wave. Some
Yes,
people were
I
like,
played that
you
deck.
need to play
Yeah.
Rescue Rabbit because you can get 2 Aqua Mador to go into Bahamut Shark. And I was like, and then people tried it again when Frogs first came out, and of course it ended up being terrible. But it was really funny for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I actually, when I first started getting into like more competitive games, that was my like first real competitive deck was like Toad Heroes. I remember like the
Oh.
hero structure that came out.
One of my favorite formats of all time. That was
Yeah.
a really cool format, and then ABC came out.
Yes, NBC did come out. That was there was a Cosmo, and yeah, that's like I remember getting my start sort of just playing that deck. So
So after all that, I think the next thing I wanted to talk about was the deck lists. I know some of you put them in the Discord chat. If you still want to throw yours in there, we can go over it. But I have a few of them on screen right now. So this is Tracy's deck. You might have to watch the stream in order to see it, but people will be able to see it on there.
I'll get mine as well.
Oh God, I played that.
Yeah, so we got the Magician Girls in there. We have the 2 legendary Lava Golems for Yishan. The Toon BLS at 2, 2 Dark Magicians, 3 Dark Magician Girls, 3 the Harpy Lady, 3 Toon Mermaid, which is actually cool. It's like an extender, right? If you have the Toon World on the field.
Yeah, you're supposed to summon her for free. She's got like you have to pay life points to attack with her, but I literally never do so.
Yeah, just an extender, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, back when I played Boomer Yu-Gi-Oh, so like back when like Bryonic was out, I played Water Toons with Toon Mermaid. And that was a really bad idea, but you could like spam out the synchros. It was pretty cool. Called by the Grave, 2 Comic Cans, Mimicat, the one of. Is that like a one of, or what does that do?
You know what? I don't know. No. So what I really did was this is what I play in Duel Links because I wanted to play a deck I knew I wouldn't misplay because people were going to come for me if I misplayed. Like I already knew it. So I basically transferred my Toon deck from Duel Links and then added in some TCG support. So like Mimicat, I don't ever play that, but I was like, oh, this could be useful. I don't really know. So that's why it's also like a one up because I was like, I'm not really that dedicated to it,
I got you. Then we have the Monster Reborn. I don't know the next card by Image. Do you know what that one is, or?
Shadow Toon. It's a burn damage.
Okay, I got you.
Basically.
The Bookmark, which acts as a second copy of Toon Tables in a way. Toon Kingdom, Toon Page Flip, Rollback, and Toon Tables of Content. So, is there anything in your deck list that you would change now that you're looking at the main deck?
Yeah. So like I said in the beginning, I didn't know how, I guess, competitive to make it. So like I could have put Pot of Extravagance in. What else would I have done? I would have maybe added a hand trap, I guess. Like that's really the only thing I would change, I think.
Okay.
So really not much. I would have just made it a little bit better.
Yeah, it would just boost consistency, I guess, right? Another thing I noticed in your side deck, I don't know if that's specifically targeting Yishan, but Gren Machu.
Yeah, I respect that, by the way. Respect.
It is not. It's another thing that I tech in if I'm playing Toons and Duel Links because you're banishing all the time. So it's like, you know what? Why not?
Kingdom does. How much does Kingdom banish? 5 or 3?
3. But also when you attack, I can banish a card to protect my Toon. So I'm banishing all the time. Yeah.
I need some synergy going on. It's pretty good.
But also, I know Yishan appreciated it, so.
That's pretty good. And then the more Berry Magician Girls, another copy of Toon Dark Magician, some Night Beams in case there's back row. Toon Briefcase, what does that do? Protect your monster?
I don't even, I'll be honest with you. No. So I never play it in any of my Toon decks, but I was looking at TCG Toon deck profiles and people played it.
People make those?
I know, right? So basically, so it says when your opponent summons a monster while you control a Toon monster, shuffle that monster into the deck. So that's kind of why I was in my side. I was like, I'm not really sure how often I would use it. And I didn't know when he was playing either. So I was like, let's just put it in the side. And I truly don't think I even changed my sided in. I can't even remember what I sided in. Maybe a rollback. I think I put in another rollback. Oh, and I think I sided in Toon Terror, but I really never saw any of them.
Okay. That's pretty cool. And then your extra deck's pretty much standard stuff. The Bahamut, a lot of people were hyped when you summoned that.
I know, because I was just like, this, this would be a cool thing. It could work. This chocolate's water, mermaid's water. Let's just see. I went for it, but it didn't go through. But that's okay. I tried.
Were you expecting that, Yushan, when you saw the Bahamut come out?
I was not. I didn't realize there were. I mean, I realized they were waters, but like that, it wasn't like when I was thinking about whether or not to activate my cards. I wasn't. Maybe we should go Bahamut Shark here. Like that. That didn't cross my mind. I thought it'd just be some other rank 4 or something. But yeah.
Fair enough.
I don't think he expected anything that I did.
No, the lava golem was really something. I was like, well, okay. Well,
Imagine getting lava golem and steamed over by Tunes.
Yeah. Hell yeah, I picked the wrong deck. Oh god.
Comic Hand on Lava Golem was the best part.
Yeah. So yeah.
That
At
reminds me
that
of
point, I was like, I don't know what else to do. Go and get it back, I guess.
there's like a Kaitoon deck, right? There's a Kaiju Toon version of the deck where you just play a bunch of Kaijus and then Comic Hand them back and like Shadow Toon to burn your opponent.
Yeah, basically, but I don't like that version very much. It doesn't seem
Fair enough.
fun.
I mean, you're playing Tunes. It's fun.
Always fun. Fair enough, though.
So that's Tracy's deck. 10 out of 10. We love to see it.
I was just really sad that I didn't, because the play that I was really going for is you normal summon Barry, and she searches Toon Dark Magician Girl, and then you can just special summon, like you can use the Barry or whatever other monster for a tribute, and then Toon roll back. Because she doesn't have summoning sickness. So truly that's what I was trying to do, but I just never saw Barry, which was very sad.
I like that.
It was very sad.
We love the puns here. So King Scarlet is one of the 2 cubic decks we've seen so far, right? I don't know the names of any of these cards, so feel free to discuss it.
One of them's a doozy.
So basically, I mean, all Cubic really does is try really hard not to brick, and then you really have to have 4 different Cubic cards, including the big guy, Crimson Nova. And then you just, going second, run over whatever they have on the field and hope that you OTK with the burn effect. Everything else is a contingency. So yeah, you just basically hope for that. And then from there, if you don't do that, you brick. So
Somebody would say Kubrick.
our match, I played a
Whoa.
single Cubic card, and it was Duza off of Summoner Monk. I just never saw the actual combo. So, quotes on that combo. So yeah, I had Dragoon in there just because I figured that would happen at least once, and it happened at least thrice. So the backup plan was to just make Dragoon and hope that I didn't die. And so I won a game, but not with Cubics. It was with Dragoon. And then as far as side deck, you just throw in cards that are going to be helpful to stun if they make you go first, which they usually do. And I did play one of them. I believe it was Heat Wave. And so it's basically just like, no, you go first, as MBT put in the commentary. So that's pretty much it. And then I threw in Kaijus just because I didn't know if people would play cards like Dragoon or not, and I can't really out it with this deck. The big guy is really nice and you can boost his attack, but if you don't do that, you just kind of lose to whatever's on the field because you're just kind of stuck at 3,000 or less. So if you have any questions, I'll try and answer them, but that's kind of the rundown. It's a pretty simple deck, which is why I played it. I was just worried about I know a lot of people asked why no appliancers. It was really just like, I was like, they might be anticipating that. So I overthought that pretty hard. And then I had the first game jitters, and I was afraid I would just mess up everything. And I didn't have to. My deck messed up for me.
I like the triple Anaconda, triple Dragoon for extravagance, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I was afraid that I wouldn't get to do that if I
Resolve
needed
Dragoon.
to. So.
I
like
really
that
like.
you're saying,
Go ahead.
I'll go first. I like that you're saying that people would have anticipated Appliancer as if you need to play against Appliancer.
Well, it's not because you need to prepare. It's just really like it's such a fragile deck that if you know what it's only good, like, well, that's not true. Actually, I guess there's been a lot with like the meme version of it that has, I guess, done well in some way.
With the $5 version, yeah.
Yeah, but like Appliancers, if you know what I'm doing, it's over. Like the thing that I think gives Appliancers an actual advantage without like just being silly is the fact that you wouldn't be expecting that to be played. So that's like their main advantage is like, what? You're actually playing this? And so if I
Fair
don't
enough.
have the element of surprise, it's kind of just like,
I think Summoner Monk is really cool in this deck. Summoner Monk pitch Dharma. Is that the continuous spell that searches when it's in the graveyard?
yeah.
So then I think in the same vein, maybe like Magician Souls would be pretty good too. You know, Magician Souls to send the Dharma and then get free draws. That'd be cool. And then I was also wondering, why aren't you playing the third goods?
The what?
The third Foolish Burial goods?
I don't know. I don't know why I did. In my head, I was like, I overthink 3-ofs sometimes for cards that you can only activate once per turn. So I'm like, I better just keep it at 2. And then I just choke as far as deck building. So there wasn't like a logical reason. It was just like, I don't know. I'm afraid I'll see it too much. And that's not really how probabilities work. But in my head, it made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for your cubic deck profile.
Yeah. Happy to, if anybody wants to not do well, this is the deck for you.
Awesome. So Golden Nova, this is your Earth Machine deck, right? I don't know the real name.
I hazard to say it's my Earth Machine deck. This is basically just aerosol TCGs.
Oh, okay.
But boy, is it a monster.
It's another deck I do not know, so if you want to walk us through it.
Yeah, so parroting as many points as I can. The idea is that you want to specifically play the version of Metal Cruncher that lets you normal summon it no matter what. I don't know what the comments are talking about with all that misplay stuff. No, you just turbo out a single combo where you as many Earth Machines in the grave as possible. Use what is it, Ancient Gear Ballista to search you the box so that you can search every other random Infinitrack that has 500 attack or defense. Draw a total of 3 cards over the course of the turn, and then sit on 4 trap cards. And wait for your opponent to do anything, and then OTK next turn.
Okay. So how did you like the deck?
Oh, it played like butter. It was amazing. Every opening hand had just the way to get to the combo, which is good because my luck is horrible. So if a deck can just autoplay itself, I'm in.
Definitely.
Curious as to find out why you didn't side the urgent schedules and why you decided to main them.
I'm gonna be honest. I think it was just because I just copy pasted it over. I think it's just a strong like if it's going first, you can just set it as part of your whole build up, and then if your opponent wipes your board, you just get 2 blockers. Worst case scenario, and then best case scenario, you go second, and then that just starts your combo off right there. Because we weren't playing VFD, I didn't have to worry too much about locking myself out of that. Probably that was all the urgent schedules were there to do.
Awesome.
Yeah, I like the triple urgent schedule. Like if you're not playing in some like crazy meta deck, like super meta, like this card is just so powerful. Like it's so hard to beat. Sometimes.
Oh yeah, it is.
Like, imagine you're playing
It's
normal Fog,
bonkers.
you're like, all right, they activated urgent. Okay, well I just lost the game. All right, well, didn't negate that. Okay, like dang. All right, a loss.
Well, it's a pretty cool deck. I do like the Gozens and Rivalries. Those are pretty cool floodgates.
Yeah, the side deck was the only thing that I had any like specific input on, and I'm like, I don't know what anyone's gonna be playing, so I just picked the most generic, wide-ranging side deck cards. Mostly because I had no idea what King Scarlet was gonna do, so I was like, nope, I just gotta pick quote unquote best stuff and see how it works.
I also had
absolutely
no idea what you were gonna do. I was like, I don't know.
Because like my thought process was he's known for appliancers, but like if he wants to run the brackets on this one, he's not going to play it against me. He's going to wait till later. And I was really worried about you bringing that Red Dragon Archfiend dinosaur deck because I saw the combos and like I won't be able to play. This is ridiculous. He's going to block me out of everything. So I had to play something that I was semi-familiar with, but I felt was strong in a wide variety of situations. And thankfully you brought Cubics, and then also.
You're welcome, baby.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for opening Lightning Storm in every match. It was the best.
Yeah. Only Cubics can open that every game and still lose. Like it was just unbelievable. I think I got Extravagance and Lightning Storm every game, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I didn't get both in game 2. I can't remember, but 2 out of 3 still. And I still was just like, yeah, those were my plays. Your move now.
But no, they were really fun games. Thank you, Scarlett. Those are awesome.
Yeah, you did awesome, by the way. It was a blast getting to duel you, win or lose. So
absolutely.
Absolutely love the Ballista box engine. I love that even just any machine deck can play the Ballista box, even Super Heavy Samurai. You just use it to search out any Super Heavy, and it's just super neat that you get to play that.
So cool. What were the designers thinking? Who's in that room going, wait, let's make sure that we can't ever print a machine with 500 attack or defense ever again.
It's like, I think Ballista was just made so that you can get Gear Town combos, but then no one thought that you'd actually play the bricky box.
Looks like they didn't take into account the high rollers.
Let's go.
Is Tally, you're back?
I am indeed, yes.
And we're back onto you for your Salamangreat deck profile. It's not even organized, but that's okay.
Yeah, I felt kind of bad about but not organising that. So essentially, as I said, so I'd spun a wheel of like 100
one second, Tally. MBT does have to go. So I do appreciate you coming by, Joseph. And if you want to say anything for a last word, or if anybody wants to say anything to Joseph.
Oh yeah. Thank you all so much for participating in this. Last 3 or 4 rounds. There's going to be 2 up today, and then we're going to knock out Sems and finals in one go. And I think we're going to have Simo on commentary for that. I actually have to go to record those with him. So
okay.
Thank you all for showing up.
Bye-bye.
You're all great. I love you all.
Here.
Bye.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
Thanks. Yeah.
All right.
Now
Sorry
we
about
can
that,
all
Tally.
talk
What a
smack
nerd.
about let's say horrific things about MBT.
No, I'll beat you up
Finally.
and do that. MBT is the best.
No, yes, indeed.
Awesome. Feel free to continue, Tally.
So yeah, Salamangreats. As I said before, I'm gonna be like I just spun a wheel, and it was all decks that I'd done a 100 duels on. Salamangreats was what I landed on, and I was like, okay, I don't really know what to do with Salamangreats. So originally, I think I main decked like Gozen or Rivalry, and I was like, that might be bad. Turns out it was a horrific choice. I'm glad I changed it. And I was just like, what's a good trap card? Ice Dragon's Prison, really good trap card. And that was essentially it. It's a list that personally I'm really, really, really familiar with. It was something that I was just really comfy in, that Salamangreat really hadn't changed since I'd play it. You know, as I said, the only change was Ice Dragon's Prison, so I was like, cool, I know what to do with this deck. It's something solid. It's got a bit of a grind game. It's consistent. And I am, funnily enough, for this time, every time I played Desires in the 100 duels, I was heavily punished. This time, never punished that whatsoever. Never punished, always winning. And then we had that game 3 where, I don't know, no amount of deck building could have like changed that.
Do you see some summon limits in there? Or were you expecting some spam decks?
Yeah, so I was thinking the play with summon limit, or really any floodgate that doesn't like actively help Salamangreats, is that you can get Foxy in graveyard and just pop your own floodgate. So I'm a huge fan of summon limit for the deck, because once you've set it up, it really just does that thing of like survive turn 1, don't let your opponent do anything or much turn 2, access code GoBur game free. So like summon limit way the Foxy combo just does exactly that. You know, you flip it up on like their second or third summon. They can't do anything. You have a Foxy in graveyard, and then you just pop off, and like to get that Foxy in graveyard, it might already be there because it was a normal summon, or it could just be like you gazelle it, and then you've immediately just like you've got access code talker there.
You got a lot of commentary from the peanut gallery going on in chat.
I am incredibly sorry. I really should have organised it, but I threw it together. Like I mainly do lots of recordings on Edo, and I was just like, right, okay, what cards can I remember? Spinny, the Traps, Falco, Gazelle, and I was just firing it in super quick.
Shiggy's does want to know if you go first or second.
What was that? Sorry.
Shiggy's wants to know if you go first or second with Salamangreat, and how do you feel about Gamma?
Yeah, so to answer that, I always like to go first with Salamangreat. I think it's a deck that can just do really simple things going first all the time, and set up a point or two of interaction. Main deck Gamma, I'm one of these people that actually really, really begrudgingly ever play Gamma. Like, Gamma is really one of the best hand traps, if not the best on paper. But it is just, you know, it's only good going second. I played it because, you know, I can't always guarantee that I'm going to go second, going to go first. And that if I get my board broken, it is just, you know, at that point, I'll have traps to play, I'll have Gamma, and it still is really powerful. I actually kind of hate playing Gamma, but I was like, if I need a high impact blowout card, because VFD itself was legal, then that was going to be it.
Awesome.
And Nishi, I'm super sorry about the organization again.
That's fine.
I like that.
I think I'll get over it.
You were thinking, what's the Salamangreat deck? How do I build this? First part out of my mind.
Yeah, like, you know, Spinny, it's a one card Verte, so like I don't know what the problem is.
Combo.
I'm sold.
Mm-hmm,
I'm sold.
Yeah, it's full Orcust combo. It's a one card Dragoon. You know, it's just perfect.
One card I was looking at that I don't like really even see myself like across the idea of running it was the Ice Dragon Prison. Like that's actually like a really cool card in a simplified game state, right?
Yeah, I think it serves a lot of things. You know, if you're in that like kind of track of, I could like one more hit takes me out here. Ice Dragon's Prison's a decent monster reborn. Thankfully, I went up against Spanko, who I wish was here. But you know that deck is all light machines. So to take out any particularly important piece of that combo, like Ice Dragons could just interact anywhere. So it was kind of, yeah, just generally really good. You know, it's one of those traps that it's super effective against loads of decks, and any deck where it's not super effective against, like I had more hand traps or actual floodgates in the side.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate looking at the Salamangreat. I'm sure Shiggy's felt that spiritually. I'm sure she appreciated that.
Mm-hmm. When the match went up, I was like, I hope I made Shiggy's proud.
I'm sure you did. I see some emotes in the chat. I think she's very appreciative. Let me cut this one up. This is Benji, right? The legendary pile of Orcust, Shadal. What else is in there? Mech Knight.
That's all that's in this build. Although my updated build also plays Phantom Knights.
Oh yeah, that was the one you played against me on my stream, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
That one just
There's
has
so
more
many.
starter. Yeah, this deck has very few starters and bricks all the time, so I kind of regret playing it. But I did test it online a lot, so when it does work, it works fine.
I think one of the cool ones is the Magicalized Fusion, right?
It's just a way, like if you can put a Shadal in graveyard, your Verte is always live, even if you ran out of Shadals by using them for combos and stuff. Also, it's like good late game, like if you just top deck it, because you just don't need any resources to play it. But it can only access the Winda and the App Cologne, which is better than nothing.
And that's still pretty powerful, yeah.
Yeah, this deck was built to kind of go mid first and second, just because, like, in this weird format where I don't know what anybody's doing, I didn't really want to fully commit one way or the other. Like, the live deck originally played Nibs instead of the Dark Rulers. I know Neshi was giving me some stuff about playing the Dark Rulers or the Cosmics or something, and I understand
just
it from
that
the
you're
deck
playing
building.
2 of it. And
I always play 2 of it.
It's just the ratios.
I don't. All right, I have a problem with this concept of you should play 3 of a card, even if it's not always good. I mean, it could be in the side deck, but there's no one card that would have been better at 3 in the main necessarily.
Mhm.
So like I'm not completely on board with the you have to play 3 of something. Like I'm not going to play 3 cosmics just be
Yeah.
like, you know, it might be dead. I like the possibility of opening a card that's playable than
Yeah.
bricking on a card that's not.
It's just that it's not searchable, right? If you're not searching it, then you either play it at 3 or 0 is just like the general, rule of thumb.
The
I
classic
know, I hear you, and I don't
wars have
necessarily agree with
started.
it.
That's fine,
But
yeah.
Just
but
to
it's fine.
step out a little bit, we did get a raid from Duel Links Entertainment. Kamel is part of the podcast. We do love to see Kamel. Thank you very much for the raid of 131.
DLE, let's go.
Hi, Kamel. Love you.
So your mentality is I don't want to see, like, I don't want to play 3-offs because they might be dead. So then you
What-
play a lot of 2-offs that are going to be dead together. I don't know, man.
Well, I mean, a lot of
can-
cards are
I
once
can
per
see-
turn.
I can see the angle where you're coming from, but man, I really don't agree with these ratios.
It's fine. It also depends on a format that's more or less defined. Like we're in kind of an open format here.
That's true.
And
so
as
that impacted the deck building.
you know, I really
I mean,
think you can play half of a card if we're not sure personally, but you know, that's just me speaking as the top player. I mean, I rest my case.
it's hard to talk about
Scarlet
this list since I've kind of stopped playing it since the tournament.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a sick list.
The newer list is a little better. If anyone wants to check out the video on it, it has some 3-ofs. There's not really much to say other than that, like, this deck had a big brick problem with, like, there's a combo where you open a Shadal, a fusion spell, and, like, Girsu, and you had to go link Haribo into Secure Garden to make a like monster. That way you can do Orcus plays while still doing Shadal plays, and if you just get ashed on, like, the Shadal fusion, you just lose the game. So, like, in the long run, I've decided not to play this deck over that. But it was fine for, like, Window wins games. If you play Window, you can just win.
I like that you're also
Um,
playing the reincarnation or the Rush It All. Like, I think that card's very underplayed.
I've never really even used its effect to flip a monster face up.
Or which one am I thinking of? The one where you reborn the Winda.
Yeah, actually, there was an illegal play where my Resh got popped by a Goides. Apparently, I didn't even catch it.
Oh yeah.
Like, we caught the only thing that went wrong in our game that we caught was, like, the Cosmic. I didn't pay the life points at first somehow. I think I caught it eventually, and that literally cost me the game also. So, if only I would have got away with that one, I would have won. Yeah. This deck, I have like my own Infernoid ratios. I play the very specific 15 Infernoid monsters that are in the deck there, and then otherwise it's just filling the deck with playables. So I went with 40 because my regular list was like kind of banned. I always have trouble siding in 40 card decks, so I don't like overside lots of 3-ofs, even because, again, I don't know exactly what I'm siding against because everybody's lists are like all over the place. I play some weird cards people probably have never really seen. Like, I played Apocalypse and Void Purification in the side deck. But those are for like slow, grindy, like trap stun deck kind of games where I might need to like search Decatron in the weirdest way possible. I think in one of the matchups I said I thought I sided out my Artemis, but I think I milled it off Tierra and forgot about it because I did side in my Starving Venom and I forgot what I sided out for it. I don't know. I couldn't play my regular Infernoid deck because it plays Mystic Mine and it plays Dinos, and I was just trying to put something together quickly, and I don't know. I played lair versions. I hated all the lair versions. Every time I've tried it, they were losing going first. They were losing going second. I couldn't play hand traps, which I felt like I needed. So I wound up going with this. I don't know. I don't really have too much more to say. I got most of what I needed into the deck, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, very good decks. Gotta fix this up. This is Yishan, I think. No, yeah.
Adamantium.
No, this
wasn't
is
that
This is rock.
Oh, I'm in the wrong. Or yeah, that's him. Okay.
This is a rock solid deck list, man. Oh my god, look at that. Yeah, it worked.
True Doki Doki. Oh my
The
gosh. Let's talk about that.
Doki sucks.
What?
What?
Let's start another war. I'm ready for it.
Oh my
Dude,
god.
no, I'm
Doki
ready to
F.
argue this with Tatsum. Tatsum
Okay.
can take it. Dude,
gonna sit back
Doki
and
is so good with Supplier because Supplier adds the level 4, so you Doki pitch it, summon Analyzer.
Yeah, Doki F, Gamma. Nice! I lost the game. No, man, this is 1,000%. I have actually no clue. This is not my deck. I have no clue about it, but
The
I work
Dinotherium is
together.
interesting.
I work together with a very, very, very good friend of mine, SufferYGO on Twitch. He's a Adamantipator god. I asked him, give me deck list. He says, here is deck list, and here we are. I'm citing Ally of Justice, even though Drytron is banned. That's how less thought I put in. I do agree with Doki Doki because it's the only card that like actually can be stopped, and it's gonna suck. I know that it's insane value, but like every card in this deck is already insane value, so I see no reason why to play like a greedy version of this deck. It's interesting though because I did use the Doki Doki as a bait because I summoned him. I used effect, it got destroyed, and that was the only negate that Bean Soldier had, and then I can just like summon Analyzer and then proceed to win off there. So yeah, I don't know. It's the only card that people are going to stop, and I think that it's literally only good as a bait, which is what it did. But the deck's fine. The deck is really, really good, especially for a format like this. It's versatile. It can go first. It can go second. People don't know what it does still, so it's pretty strong.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting you to bring this actually. Like it didn't even cross my mind.
I wasn't expecting to bring this deck myself.
Mm-hmm.
But it seemed like a very logical choice for my round one.
You never
Cycle
see
Reader
rocks with desires these days. How did that go?
What the desires?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I am a natural trained professional in only banishing bad cards with desires. So
You're a gamer.
it went really
Yes,
well
you
for
are.
me.
Yes, you are.
I'm a true gamer. That's exactly true. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really know how the game went against Bean Soldier anymore. I don't really think I used desires, but like everything in this deck is a 3-off. So it, like unless you banish 10 rocks, it's gonna suck. But you're not gonna banish 10 rocks.
Very good, actually.
Yeah.
The organization is beautiful, by the way. A far cry from Tally's deck list.
Shout out to SufferYGO for actually organizing the deck.
I cannot wait till it comes up, and I'm just going to say there's something wrong about it. I'm just going to take any shot that I can.
Do it.
Oh no, wait! I see something. I'm going to wait for it though.
Okay.
Oh, I'm wondering. What'll be next? So yeah, Scapegoat. Next deck, please.
Yeah, it's up. It's up, man.
Oh, it's up. Oh, this is Mech Knights with Invoked. I love this deck. Mech Knights are cool. They are all vanilla monsters, which is apparently very, very strong. And Alistair, I wanted to normal summon Alistair like the cool kids. So, yeah. That's
Book
my
of Tayu, let's go.
Yeah, Book of Tayu is
that's
pretty...
Eclipse. That's Eclipse.
That's what I meant, yeah. They're both red.
Again, same strategy as the last deck. I don't want to lose to anything random, so I'm just playing a deck that can beat everything when going second, which I thought was a solid strategy. I didn't expect to play against a Shadow deck, weirdly. But I have like so much tools to beat like everything. You have the storms, the droplets, the eclipses, the cyclones, then everything else that you might need for either going first or second is in the side deck. Shout out to Rainbow Dragon, Rainbow Dragon Dark, I think that is.
Yeah, I was just going to say that is spicy.
Yeah, I always play this in this deck. I love it because you could just make Verte and then summon that. That's all it is there for, just to be like a strong card.
He's got your Neshi. He's got that Rainbow Dragon in there for you.
Oh, appreciate it. And like technically it is correct to play the dark over the regular Rainbow Dragon because if it's a dark, your opponent can't banish it for invocation. So like technically it is like just better or like more optimal to play the Rainbow Dark.
That's exactly why I played it, not because it was more cheap than the other one.
Isn't there like a rare that you can get for like the Rainbow Dragon? Like super expensive?
There's like the misprint, right, as well?
Oh yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
It comes in Ghost Rare too.
Yeah, this worked really well against Benji. Game 1, I got really lucky. With what
Yeah,
I'm
you
going to
did.
say, with what I'm going to say in my next sentence is by no means a shot to anyone playing Shadows, but Shadows on its own is a very, very bad deck. It runs out of resources extremely quickly. It has a very high win chance and win opportunity, but like the Winda and construct is broken. But once you go into a grind game, you nearly insta lose because there's no way they can manage their resources. So once we took it to like turn 4, etc., I was just waiting for Alistair. That's all I was doing. All I had to do was survive because there was no way he's going to kill me because with Schism you can't attack directly. And what else is the deck going to do? So yeah, Benji didn't have the best hands, etc. But there was like he just couldn't kill me, and I was just waiting on Alistair. And the moment I saw Alistair, I was incredibly lucky he was still on my deck, of course. And I was incredibly lucky he shotgun Cyclone the turn before, of course. But the moment I saw Alistair, it was just GG. That's just how easy it is, because Shadows just is not the best deck. So I could outgrind him game 1, if you can even call it grinding, because all I did was summon Indigo and move him from left to right.
A
It's
movie
really
man.
funny. Yeah. Game 2, again, I didn't see Alistair. Imagine having Alistair. Just don't have that card. So that game, Benji actually won. I couldn't outgrind him. That he was actually having a lot of damage on board then, so that was a way better game for him. And yeah, game 3, he just bricked. And I saw Alistair, which was nice, because when you see Alistair, you win with this deck.
Alistair Purple OP.
So yeah.
I want to touch on a little bit what you're saying about the shit all grind game. I think that's why Schism is really good. It's just awesome shit all support because it's able to give shit all an awesome grind game, being able to banish from your graveyard like every turn for a fusion summon.
Yeah, but that monster that you summon is basically dead because it cannot attack, and you banish your resources from the grave as well.
Yeah.
So
Which
I
is
think that
unfortunate.
the best card is the trap card, the monster reborn. That one is broken. That's all you have to do for the grind game. But the moment that card was off the field and he couldn't use it anymore, it was GG.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I also sent the third deck list in. That episode isn't online yet, but I think we can talk about it because it's cool. It's definitely the coolest of the decks.
It'll be exposed in the thumbnail anyway.
And that is true.
Is
it's
it
like 2 down
this
from Neshi's.
No. This one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The deck I expected you to play and you didn't.
Yeah. This is my baby. I love this deck. I love this so much. Colossus is my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card of all time. I will fight anyone who says he cannot be unbanned because he can definitely
Colossus
be
can't come back.
at 1 at least. I actually have him tattooed on my arm really, really big because I love him so much.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Or he probably
Tweet
can't
it later.
come back. I just personally don't want him to because my deck searches a lot.
Oh, you want to see it? I can show it.
Yeah, post it.
This deck, yeah, I game 1 was more, I'm scared, I don't know what my opponent's going to play, so I want to play a consistent deck. And the other 3 decks, I kind of had in mind what I was going to play. And it was just like a matter of picking who to pick the deck, who to play the deck against. And I just really wanted to play Thunder Dragon this tournament.
Bro! No, wait, you're playing Dagda Scythe?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Full combo. So I'm a filthy Dragoon player. But my optimal end board is Verte, Dagda, Titan, Dragoon.
Titan Pop Scythe. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
crazy.
You're insane. That's the deck. That's all I do. So if you have a normal hand, you can always end on Verte, Titan. If you have a good hand, you can add on Verte, Dagda, Titan.
Gosh, this is you're right. This is the best of the 3 deck lists.
See, I love this deck so much, which is why I wanted to play it. And I had a lot of fun playing against Tally. I think that's already public knowledge as well. Who we are playing against.
Is it public knowledge?
And
it's actually not, because I think I'm last to have my round 2 posted.
Oh, I had a lot of fun playing against someone with a Scottish accent.
It was Tatsim either played myself or Kursov. We actually don't know how that's going to go until the episode goes live.
Look at that. Wow, that's really good. Thunder Dragon Colossus tattoo?
Yo.
That's my dragon. I love my dragon.
Bro, is that you?
That changed my mind. Colossus can go back. That's sick.
Yeah, that's me.
Tatsum, you looking pretty good. I don't want to fight you at all, dude.
I gotta say that this angle makes me look hella buff.
Yeah, you do. That's a good tattoo, though.
Been hitting the gym.
What's above that?
Exactly. You got it. That's the Devil May Cry 5 logo.
Oh,
So I'm a
okay.
big Devil May Cry fan.
All right. I think you tweeted about that the other day.
Yeah, there were a lot of people that didn't know I was a huge Devil May Cry fan, even though in every deck profile I showed the tattoos on my underarm, which are 2 Devil May Cry swords. But people are not as perceptive all times, I guess. But yeah, this deck was a little this is just my baby, and I wanted to show it off. The last deck, the deck that I would play in finals is also very, very spicy, but it's a little bit too much of a spoiler to show that. So
of course. All right. Well, that's really good. I can't wait. I think he said he was going to post 2 today, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
So we'll definitely see this in action along with whoever you're playing, right?
Yes, give us more
Exactly.
Mokuba League.
Whoever I'm playing, who knows who it could be.
Did I show this one?
I will say, Karsoff played
that's,
well in
my
round 2.
Magnets, yeah.
Could be anyone.
All right, we have our boy Neshi. How you doing?
Let's go.
I'm trying to get your freaking face in here. I love it. There we go.
Dude, okay, so first of I could talk about this deck all day, but just ignore the Chaos Engine for now, all right? Just think about, or let's just talk about the Crystal Beasts for now. So Crystal Beasts have a lot of high rolly cards, but the way to best play is you just want to play the most realistic cards. So like no Beacon, right? Even though Beacon Bond is like an FTK, you want to, that's a very optimistic high roll way of kind of playing Crystal Beasts. You want to play the very pessimistic cards like Crystal Promise. When all else fails, this card is going to be live, So the general theory behind this deck is you go Crystal Beast first, and Crystal Beasts are very good at like putting on pressure and baiting out negates. And after your opponent like destroys your Crystal Beast, or you try and like bait them out, trying to summon an Anaconda. That's why we play 2 Anaconda, by the way, because Paulo has ruined this game by summoning Anaconda. And then now you have your column set up for the Mech Knights, because when the Crystal Beasts are destroyed, they trade very well with negate and destruction effects. They just go to the back row. And then you just summon the Mech Knights, and then the blue sky or purple just gain a lot of advantage, and they help make Verte. And that's kind of how the deck wins. But what I found out is that Crystal Bond is, I wanted to try and find a good way to abuse Crystal Bond. And it's like, it really sets up columns nicely. You Crystal Bond, and that's already 2 columns. If you set it in front of an opponent's back row or an opponent's monster, that's 3 in a column. That's Tiamaton, baby. So Tiamaton can summon and just break a board. So I don't use it to try and use it as a disruption, but rather as a board breaker. And, that's where I ended up throwing in this Chaos package. The 3 Chaos Space can search Tiamaton for breaking boards, or I can just search for the baby Chaos Dragons because they're 1-card Vertes. They're pretty nice. But then Tiamaton is also neat for also establishing a board. So this deck is pretty bad at going first until we get Zenith, which it would be awesome. But we pretty much just make Baguska pass. But when we do, we can make Baguska in the extra monster zone and then summon Tiamaton under the other extra monster zone to lock our opponent out of the zone so they can't link summon, which is kind of neat. And that's one of Baguska's weaknesses, is getting run over by a link monster. But if your opponent can't summon a link monster, then he just sits there. So the way I see Baguska, a lot of people see it as just like a stupid stall card. But, you summon Baguska, your opponent passes, and hopefully you get another turn. So the way I see it is like detach 1 material, both players draw 1 card. Also, you can normal summon a monster again in addition to your normal summon this turn. That's like the optimistic way of how you're putting my face on this. That's how I feel when I play this deck.
Yeah, of course.
That's pretty much it. Oh, Imperm's also kind of cute with Tiamaton, by the way. With Imperm, especially if you're going up against Dragon Link, they put 2 in a column all the time. So if you put Imperm in that same column, you could chain Tiamaton because that's 3 in a column. So that's kind of cute, but I wouldn't realistically play Imperm later on. It was just kind of funny.
You have anything cool in your room, dude?
Do I have what?
Do you have anything cool in your room? I'm checking your stuff right now,
Oh
dude.
yeah, I have
Conquer poster.
Pikachu Libre
Oh yeah,
and Mudkip in the background.
right side of your head, yeah.
Yeah, I have a
actually-
Sprite Cranberry.
I'm low-key amazed you're searching Tiamat on.
Oh yeah, appreciate it.
I'm actually stunned. That's actually good. It's a dragon, right?
Yeah,
This is an extender for Dragon Link.
yeah. I'm surprised Dragon Link doesn't at least cite it. You know, it's searchable.
Oh my god, oh my god.
Are you about to go?
You're starting a
That's what's
movement,
cool
man.
about Dragon
I'm
Link.
about to make the best deck ever, boy. Trust me.
Oh, if you could also see in the background Hoban's book,
Oh yeah, the road to
I was
the
able to
road to something, right?
the Road of the King. Yeah,
Mhm.
I believe that every developing duelist should read it at some point. You know, I know Hoban's gone through a lot of controversy, but like he has a lot to offer in that book. So if anyone's like a developing duelist and wants to step up their game, I highly recommend the book.
Yeah, definitely worth a read.
I bought it early lockdown.
Makes sense.
Are you liking it?
Well, yeah, it was fine. I mean, it's a little outdated, just like our game has changed so much, but there's a lot of good
Yeah.
information in there.
Yeah, like a lot of it's like when your opponent's going to XC's summon, you want to wait for the XC's summon so that you can bounce it, and then you get a sick 2-for-1. But then it's like, oh, but what if they summon Karen Gorgon? So the mind game is like, oh, do you have an English Karen Gorgon I can read? And if they pull it out of their extract, then you're like, okay, you want to bounce before the XC's summon. So it's a lot of that kind of stuff. And the ratios for deck building are different because they got to draw turn 1 during that time. So obviously the ratio, the starters have changed.
I have that book, but I can't read for shit. So.
Oh, there's a favorite play in there that I really liked. It had to do with I forgot who it was. Someone attacked into a full armor master with a full armor master for funsies to reduce their attack to 0, and then their opponent did the same thing. Not full armor master, armor master. And then they were able to like reduce their monster to 0 and then crush card. So it was like conditioning your opponent to do something silly just because like the board state was silly.
That's pretty interesting.
That's super cool.
Imagine reading.
I mean, I read it for a Kindle Amazon phone app. I'm not buying the book.
This actually makes me wonder if you like keep track of how many cards you pick up and read over a year and add them all together. I really wonder how many books we have read.
Wow.
Probably like 2.
Thought about that.
I mean,
probably like 2. You think it'd be a crazy number than Scapegoat? Probably 2, which is realistic.
Yeah, it's probably more realistic.
You know that dual links cards only have like 2 lines of text.
Bruh, I don't know if you play Duel Link. There's some cards in there.
Thunder Dragons are in Duel Links.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
Tatsum knows, dude. Tatsum one top. I saw a deck that top.
Oh.
Yeah, they're doing pretty
with
good.
With the skill nerf skill?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, you have to send me that.
Yeah, probably after. Yishan, we have your deck up after too.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Oh yeah, this is my normal frog deck. I mean,
is what I'm hyped for.
It's pretty straightforward. You know, you gotta run Unexpected Die and Rescue Rabbit. That's the whole reason to run the normal frogs. Then you gotta run the frogs. And then you gotta run the normal monsters. You don't actually need to run 6 if you're playing Prosperity. If you're playing Desires, you should run 6. I just like having 6 because, like, you're trying to make tone on the first turn, so you just need level 2 Aquas sometimes to summon. You know, like Swamp Frog, you need an extra water in your hand, so it's nice. For the hand traps, I mean, Ash, I think probably almost everyone was playing an Ash or 2. Gamma didn't go so well in the match I played it in, just because Tracy was always making me go first. So, but it is pretty good with Prosperity and like Unexpected Die, because like and Rescue Rabbit. So that's why I sort of played it. And then the traps were okay. I didn't know. I wanted to play Ice Dragon's Prison, but I wasn't like confident in the first round. Like maybe it wouldn't come up. So
yeah, I don't think it would have in the Toon matchup, right?
I mean, Impermanence is not very good anyway. This card is like pretty bad. So I don't know why I played it. And then I don't know if I ever drew Judgment.
Hmm.
And then the side deck, I mean, this actually looks so much like someone had like this exact side deck earlier, except like Cosmics or something else. I think.
I
I was
think
about to
Sally's,
say, I feel very
Salad
validated.
Yeah, Italia's like side deck is exactly the same. I was like, oh, I had some deja vu when I saw it. And then
Same here. I was
deck,
like, wait, whose deck list is this again?
yeah, well, I was like, oh, this looks weird. Extra deck. I should have played the Water Charmer. Someone I posted this video and then someone commented that I should play the Water Charmer, and that seems like a very good idea. So I would recommend that card. If any of you guys are trying to play this deck like in real life and don't want to buy Prosperity, you can just play Desires. Honestly, it's literally might even be better. You can just cut the gamma, play Desires, play some other hand trap.
Do the Charmers do your did they do your own graveyard?
No.
Oh,
You
okay.
can take your opponent's fiber and then go into access code.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
but
pretty good.
it's just like it'll randomly come up and it'll be really good. So probably worth playing. Like actually, it would have come up in my match against Tracy. You know, she had probably some water tunes in her grave. It could have.
Well, they can't be on the field, right?
I don't know. I don't.
Ah,
on the field, right? Tune World. I'd have to like.
yeah, I have
double-check,
to read,
I
but
think Tune World's on the field.
we get the
Anyway, yeah, like it's just randomly. So like, and you have the space. You don't need access code. You just play Boral Sword. Sometimes Boral Sword is better, actually. So yeah, but this is a really fun deck. I enjoy it. It's kind of like a different way to play frogs. Like everyone plays Paleo, so.
Yeah, I think it's one of the very first like hyped like tournament matches we've seen in the Mokuba League. Like like frogs versus tunes, like normal frogs versus tunes rather. Pretty impressive. I was like, what the hell is this?
I'm surprised you aren't playing any Paleos at all, like not even like in place of the impermanences or maybe like the judgments.
It's really interesting. Yeah, so the Paleos are pretty bad cards, except for Dynamiscus. That card's good. Which I maybe should play. So like there's an interesting like dilemma here, because like the point of this deck is to make Toad quickly. And so like then if I'm gonna do that, I want to play good traps. I think Dynamiscus might be worth playing actually, because that card is actually good. Like the problem is if you like all the best traps, and Ice Dragon's Prison is pretty good too. So like I could see playing like Ice Dragon's Prison, Dynamiscus, because you want to play like normal traps with the Paleo cards, right? You want to play like a lot of normal traps so that you can get them to summon themselves, or else they're just worse trap cards than other things. So I think like the Dynamiscus might be worth playing, and it might be worth playing like Dynamiscus and Ice Dragon's Prison, like in this kind of meta where Ice Dragon's Prison is really good. That way, like once in a while, you'll get some Dynamiscus value. But like I find that you don't need you have no. Once you get the Swap Frog and going, like this deck can summon like so many monsters in a turn pretty easily. So it's like an interesting, like because Solemn Strike is like better. It's just a better trap than all the Paleo traps. But yeah, I think Dynamiscus might be worth playing.
Also, I think you mentioned Desires might be better actually than Prosperity, and you know, I think I'd have to agree with you. Like you're playing all three ofs. Maybe Desires is better.
Yeah.
At that point, maybe do you play the third
slightly
Ronin?
better for making Toad turn one. You get a slightly higher chance. But yeah, Desires like this deck. I'm not gonna buy Prosperity. Like if I'm like, should I buy Prosperity for this deck? The answer is gonna be no. You know, like if I'm just playing this deck, like I'll just play the whatever $3 Desires and call it a day. Like if it's not better, it's at least like 90%. Like I don't actually know, but.
Yeah. So I guess the last remainder of the lists are mine. I don't really know what you want me to tell me about this all three guys deck. It's pretty normal until you get to the side deck, I guess. But yeah, just the Marios, the Mels, the Fakers, the Silks, the Ash, the Veiler. I played instead of I don't remember what I could have played instead, because I want to do 1-for-1, so I had to get more monsters in the deck so I could at least have a second normal summon, so to speak, to get Mel Seek out if I couldn't use it the first turn, I guess. Other than that, it's like just floodgates and stuff, man, and just tarantulas and stuff, so nothing really crazy about the deck. You just make Hextia pass, and basically that's it. DD Crow, I don't know. Nibiru is combo decks. Time Wizard, if I wanted to be spicy, if I was already up ahead one.
Very clean deck list.
Yeah, this is the deck I've played probably since prior COVID. in September 2019, I played like Warrior Soup, which is just like, I sold a turbo with some Orchist in it, and I got my invite at that point. So I'm sitting with my invite on that, but prior to that, it was just all Altergeist. And then I stopped. I played Duel Links for like a year or so, and then I just picked up Altergeist again, and guess what? It hasn't changed really. So this is pretty much it. And this is a deck that can utilize Scapegoat, but like obviously the interaction with Faker, you don't get to use Faker. Same thing with Saline, but Saline can use Faker on the opponent's turn too. Evenly used to clear
Whoa.
crazy boards.
That's
Oh,
actually sick.
I guess. Oh, what, the Saline play?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool if you can set it up. But I guess I did play Prima Banshee. I told everybody in the video I didn't. I just never summoned it, I guess. I honestly, I've like got a few regional top 8s with this deck. I've never summoned Prima Banshee. I just don't get it. I don't know. I just never needed it.
I just like it in rotation.
Yeah. I mean, it's there for another name too, right? But
oh yeah, if you banish all the Hextias, at least there's something you can link off into.
Yeah.
What's the debate between the Altergeist protocol? I know there's always the debate talking about if it should be at 1 or 2.
2-1, 2-2, stuff like that. For the longest time, I would be doing. I think my current build right now, I have 2 protocol, 2 manifestation. Manifestation, I think you should only be playing if you're expecting grind games to go along for a lot longer. And like if you open Silk Manifestation, that can get you by a few turns if you're playing against like simplified games. But I think probably 1 Manny 2 protocol is better. A lot of people do that a lot more often. I know some of the I think it's like for Euro, the qualifiers, their best Altergeist player. I can't tell you the name right now. They advocate for 2 manifestation. And that's kind of who I've been following for a long time to get like Altergeist advice.
Like manifestation actually like gives you more cards instead of protocol stopping the opponent. And generally in Yu-Gi-Oh, like if you have the 2 like greatest engines going against each other, the engine that gives itself more resources rather than trying to stop the opponent will actually like win more of the time. So I guess by that theory, like the extra manifestation is better than the extra protocol.
Yeah, and like just protocol in general, like you can just flip it. Like you don't have to wait for a monster to go to the graveyard, so that's always a good thing to do. And then obviously protocol face up on the field, people sometimes just forget you can't like negate cards on the field. Because the alter like Faker on board effect can't be ashed and all that stuff.
Society of Spoofing was an Altergeist card.
Oh man, yeah. Be nuts, dude.
I shudder at the thought.
I've other decks in here. These are like pretty much my decks that I was pretty much thinking about running. Oops.
I love the deck name.
Help, yeah. I think, what did I play? Mech Invoked, right?
Imagine playing Mech Knights somehow.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, round 2 of the Mech Knight round.
So this is my round 2, I think. I don't even remember if I used Kaiju. Or is this my round 2? Or is it just pure Mech Knight? I think it was pure. I honestly can't remember. Who did I play? Neshi, what did I play?
You played the Invoked Mech.
Oh, Invoked Mech. Alright, yeah, okay. There we go.
Got some with Alistair.
Yep, Alistair Turbo, man. I played Lancia. I don't really know why. Just because, like, what was I expecting? Actually, did I Lancia you?
Yes, you hate on Lancia and me. Like, who is going to main deck Lancia in this rogue format?
You played Mech Knight Crystal Beast, and then I saw you played the Wyverns. You searched one. I'm like, Lancia.
Yeah, and then I opened purple too, so I couldn't even banish my purple.
That was amazing.
It was so good. I was so upset.
Yeah. I played this. I don't know if people are doing that like statue barrier bird thing. So I felt like Gurdala would be okay. I don't know how you'd summon it, the bird statue deck, but I just might as well have that just in case it happened. And then the Mech Knights, obviously Nibiru, somebody who's playing combo, and then a bunch of other cards obviously are pretty good. And summon limit, I don't know. I don't know what people were gonna play, so I just threw cards in here. Triple Cosmic, right?
Yeah. But I think the only punish to running the Godarla over Gamma Seal is like the Mech Knights can't run over Godarla, you know? So if like we're not playing against Bird Up, you know, maybe Gamma Seal would have been the better choice.
That's fair. I'm not gonna show what I played in the future. And obviously, it was one of these. But I did want to play Trap Tricks, so I did have Trap Tricks on standby. I just wasn't too confident in it because I was playing Altergeist and I went to Trap Tricks. I'm like, I love traps.
Oh wow,
I
this
just
is
want to
just
play the
pure
same deck
Trap
every
Tricks.
round.
Yeah, there was that one, and then I had Trap Tricks Dogmatica, which Dogmatica was an archetype that's legal. Apparently, I don't think nobody was playing it yet, right?
Yeah. I'm surprised no one
Yeah,
played
it
Invoked
was probably
Dogmatica
severely
shit all.
underrepresented. Yeah, that the Dear Servant is a card. Put it that way.
Better than Engage? Question mark.
Close.
Yeah, and this is probably the only deck list that had the Ice Dragon's Prison in it, but yeah, that's pretty much everything I was doing. Then obviously we have the future rounds going on. MBT will be posting those. Other than that, if you guys want to keep talking or whatever and discuss the afterthoughts of what happened and all that stuff, I do have the giveaway still going on. So if you type in !Scapegoat, you're gonna get entered in that. But what are your guys' thoughts on this Mokuba League? What do you think about it?
You know, I think the Dragoon League was a really good thing. I'm really sorry, my voice is starting to go. But yeah, I think it overall, I think the Mokuba League is something that needed to happen. I think it shows that it just really like gives up and comers an opportunity to be themselves and like get a little bit of exposure. Hashtag paid in exposure. That's what me and my band are gonna get next month. But but yeah, it's like I think something like the Mokuba League needed to happen just to get people's names out there. I think it's great for the community. I think it's just good for us in general. You know, we all got a little bit of a boost out of it.
100%.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was really cool too that it kind of this in tandem with like it all kind of happened at once because Mokuba League started to pick up, and then Scapegoat, you started this podcast, and then Tally started, you know, the kind of like makeshift like our like I don't know,
Collab
Tally,
Discord.
yeah, that Discord where he was like, you know, just trying it out. I couldn't think of the word I was looking for. It's not makeshift. I don't know why I said that. I'm sorry, Tally. That's not what I'm going.
I get you.
But
no, it was.
Yeah, I think it's super cool because it's definitely let us all, I think, get to know each other a little more than just like popping up on Twitter sometimes. So I think that's been a really big benefit to all of this, including the Mokuba League. So yeah, I think it's been overall really, really positive, despite, you know, some of the anger and outrage at Dragoon and other things.
I didn't even summon Dragoon. I didn't even play Dragoon, and people were hating on that Verte summon.
And you know, I think it's as you're saying, like it's something that's just really built the community. I think based on what MBT said is like the last Mokuba League kind of just like everybody not fizzled out, but kind of went their separate ways. And it didn't seem like it was really much of a community thing. But now, like all of us kind of chat on the daily, if not like a couple of times a week, and we all like just interact with each other. And the real Mokuba League was the Dragoons we summoned. I mean, the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, you know what? Tomorrow I'm actually going to full 360 and turn into a Pokemon pack opening channel.
Hey,
Love to see it, dude.
that's where the money is at right now. That's where
Yeah.
the views are at right now.
Well, you got to do what you got to do, man. One thing that inspired me to do the podcast, though, like weirdly enough, it's gonna like seem very weird, but it's actually like this video. Just like one day I watched MBT's like 3v3 like vlog, I guess, and it's just like seeing people in like their natural habitat just talking, right? Just Nim Nim and MBT and Simo driving a car. I'm like, I've never thought I would expect to see Simo driving a car. So it's like the very weirdest thing that triggered me to like make a podcast where like we can just talk and like people can get to know us a little better. But I don't know, something about me seeing Simo drive, I'm like, this isn't content I'm used to. So
yeah.
He's a real person?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's not a content creator, he's driving.
him sitting down all the time, but like what if wheel?
Like, honestly. But yeah, I do love that we all got together and we're still talking now, and it's just better than seeing us on a timeline. And I think it's going to be good for the future too. We do have the next episode is going to be more anime centered. We're going to get Yu-Gi-Oh everything on here. Dylan is pretty good. Duel Links Entertainment's Kamel. Just a bunch of other people who want to talk about the anime coming on too. I think Token Black, who's also in the chat, he wants to come on for that as well. So we're going to have the signups for that for the rest of the podcast members too, if they want to come on and strictly talk about the anime. And, we haven't seen Dylan yet on the podcast, so I'm pretty good to have him on here. So other than that, yeah, get your last minute giveaways in! Scapegoat. We're going to give away the Yu-Gi-Oh! Toei deck box. Very beautiful deck box. I don't think it looks exactly like this one. This is like a freaking $300 version of it. I have like it's not beat up, but it's still you can use it. But yeah, I'm gonna do that giveaway right now. Just give me 10 more seconds and we'll see who this is going to. So best of luck, everybody. And I do appreciate you all coming on and talking about the Mokuba League. I know we couldn't get everybody on here. It'd be like a 17-person room, and I know a lot of people are against like above 10 or 11. So I'm happy that we all got here.
It was really fun. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely want you all to come on in the future for any, if you see something for another episode, come on. Definitely feel free to sign up for it.
One episode dedicated to Tiger.
Luna Light podcast.
Yeah, I know.
Please.
I don't really like Yu-Gi-Oh, so I don't know what I'm doing here anyway. No, just kidding. I really appreciate it.
We'll do a sick tat episode, and like you can get your tattoos on here.
Yo, that's me. That's nice.
Ooh, that's a fun one.
Yeah. Well, the next one's gonna be anime exclusive, so talking about the anime and trivia and lore and all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff I didn't know that Dylan and Kay were talking about. So it's definitely going to be interesting. And after that, we're going to do one for the artists because we don't really see the artists aren't really popping in here. We have Shiggy's. Shiggy's is talented. But, other people like Kay or Mariamne, which is Jackie Brunel. A bunch of other people. I think Shiro might even come in and do some art too. It's going to be like at request. So like you're going to donate or sub in the chat or whatever, redeem channel points. There's going to be an option for everybody. And you can choose an artist they can draw while we talk. So it should be pretty cool.
If you get Token on here for the anime chat, he's just going to talk about why GX is the best series, hands down. Put your hand up, man down.
All right, Token, you better have some more input than that. Oh, there's Jackie. Hey, Jackie. All right, so we're giving away the deck box right now. So wish a congrats to our person, Tatsim. Oh, I got to ship to Europe. Come on.
Yo,
all right,
guys.
Give me your address.
Even in giveaway, Tatsim is trolling.
Tatsim just always wins. He's always winning.
Easy game.
Fair enough.
That's nice.
Salty forever.
So Tatsim did win. You can feel free to DM me all your info and whatever. I'm not gonna send you anything that's not illegal. Definitely. The next episode for the anime episode, all that stuff, we're gonna give away one of those Yu-Gi-Oh! Zale medals. I don't have a picture with me right now. Maybe I can just Google it real quick. But it's the from Duel Links. They have the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal symbol on it and the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links symbol. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that before. But I'm gonna try to find it. I don't think I can find it. Sad times. Yep, I can't find it. But oh no, I found it. I lied to you. Let me see. Scuff stream. All right, so it's kind of there. Let me check this out. It's just this medal. But on the back, there's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zale symbol, the little I was gonna say pentagon, but it's not a pentagon. I don't know what it is. It's a little arrowhead thing. But yep.
What is it? The pendant of the kings or something?
Yeah. That. Yeah, I shouldn't be on the next episode. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's a Duel Links coin, and on the back it has the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zale symbol. The key. All right, it's the key. And we're gonna give that away as opposed to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Toy deck box. So join us next time. We're gonna have lots of stuff to give away and lots of people coming on the talk. Thank you to MBT for coming on today, and thank you for everybody else for coming on. If you guys want to say anything before we end.
You're a beautiful man.
That's you, man. We
Yes,
saw your
you
picture
are.
on here, dude. Awesome. Shiggies, are you here? Let me hear you something. I haven't heard you in a while.
Hear me? Because I've tried to talk a few times, but I don't know if it went through.
No, we have not heard you. You must have been muted.
Oof,
You got
I'm sorry.
Bruno and Tonomi. Any last words, guys? Who should we raid? We have
And whoever you want, you know.
Well, we do have Dylan. He's online streaming right now trying to get partnership, so we could send people over there.
Stream.
Let's go for it. Let's go for Dylan.
Bye, friends.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah,
Big
bye,
thank you, guys.
Okay.
It's awesome chatting with y'all.
Same to you.
Pleasure being here.
Whoa, this is scuffed. All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
See you later. Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
Catch you.
I'm
Much
sending
love.
you a message, by the way.
Oh yeah, sure. Are you gonna trash talk me? It's gonna be hilarious.
No, man. I'm not actually salty. I just wanted to ask you to do how-to videos with me because you know how to play lots of decks.
Oh yeah, sure. And
Just
I'll
wanted to-
message you my private information. Scapegoat.
Yeah, 100%. All right, thank you
Alright,
very
bye,
much
guys.
for watching, guys. Thank you for watching the Scapegoat Goat Time podcast. We're going to be here next week with anime. We're sending you to Dylan right now. Wish Dylan a good whatever the hell he's doing. He's going to be on next week. So thank you, guys.